This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
We love the NBL in the far north of Queensland, and that's where we go tonight with Cairns hosting Illawarra. The Snakes, they've been the surprise packet of the season, and they'll be mighty hard to beat at home. In fact, I reckon we get involved in that -6.5. They'll give Illawarra all types of trouble at home. And let's have a look at a same-game multi for this one as well. Keanu Pinder, he's an MVP candidate. We'll throw him in. Sam Froling, one of the most improved players in the NBL, will throw him in. And the points over 168.5. I think this will be an up-and-down contest. Enjoy the game and gamble responsibly.
You know the score. Stay in control. Gamble responsibly.
Harvey's going to throw it up. It's only a matter of time before Tyler Harvey gets going.
McCall fires from deep, knocks down the three.
Dink has a good look. Nails that one.
Marshall feeds Pinder for the throwdown.
To Frazier. Oh, yes.
Shannon Scott in the corner, and he knocks down the three.
Here's Froling. He's already made a couple. The hot hand continues.
McCall fires from deep and comes up with the goods.
Tyler Harvey to the spin cycle. And then the finish.
The Snakes make a huge statement on their home floor.
Live from the Cairns Convention Centre, round 10 of the Hungry Jack's NBL continues with the Taipans looking to continue their impressive rise back into playoff contention. Today, Cairns plays host to the Illawarra Hawks, whose win on Monday night over Melbourne provided renewed confidence. Hi everyone, great to have your company here. Thanks for sharing your Saturday night with us. I'm John Casey alongside championship winners Pete Hooley and Adam Gibson. And gentlemen, it's always an adventure when the Taipans are involved.
Yeah, it is, and no doubt they'll be looking to get a win after a tough loss against Adelaide a week ago. So it's going to be a great game. Looking forward to watching Keanu Pinder play as well.
Well, have a look at the ladder there, and for the Cairns Taipans, even the Phoenix and the Breakers, that second spot is what you have your eyes on. I think Sydney are going to end up cementing themselves first. You want to get out of the play-in game. You want to make sure you automatically get to the final. So Cairns want to get back on the winners list after that disappointing result where they somehow snatched defeat from victory in Adelaide.
And Coach Adam Ford has changed up the starting five. Tajir McCall has been recalled. And we're going to see him back into the starting lineup. He was good in Adelaide, 24 points, 3 of 3 from deep in 29 minutes before fouling out.
It's an interesting one because I actually thought he's a great spark off the bench for this Cairns Taipans outfit because they were playing great without him. I know he's a significant piece for them. I still think he has to play a massive role. Not sure whether Sam Wartenberg is in an injury cloud, but we'll find out a little bit more about that. And here is with Shannon Scott. He was enormous with Tajir McCall out with injury. Now he's trying to figure out how his role changes because there's only one basketball out there. Tajir McCall did shoot it well in Adelaide, but that's not what he's known for, Gibbo.
No, it's not. And to see Shannon Scott's numbers drop by 8 points per game in only 4 less minutes is something they'll have to work on. And no doubt within time, once they play together, they'll learn each other a little bit better and work that out. But his input needs to be higher, and hopefully they can get that sorted.
Hawks on the improve since adding Michael Frazier, who's played just the 3 games but been impressive, averaging 18 points a game, number 6 in the league, and 55% and above from deep.
Yeah, he's been great for them. He provides some toughness. Watching him play against South East Melbourne on Thursday, provided that real grunt and energy, I thought, Pete, that they've kind of lacked all season.
Oh, no doubt about it. He's a ball, and this is from the Illawarra Mercury, and they're saying they're going to stick with the starting five, which we'll chat a bit more about it as we get into this game. And look, they were great in the first half against the Phoenix. Michael Frazier was good. Everybody was rolling. And in the second half, especially that third quarter, they were very disappointing. But the best part about that game, 48 hours later, you get to respond. Let's see what happens.
Well, you know, they've got an ace up their sleeve in Tyler Harvey. He can turn it on very quickly. Top 10 in the league in scoring. 5th in threes hit this season, 33 so far, and he can be a game breaker.
He definitely can, and he'll be loving the fact that Peyton Seaver's on his team. He loves to distribute and pass the ball, but for Tyler, he only shot 9 shots in their last game, so he needs to be more aggressive and get more attempts up at the hoop.
So Tyler Harvey, there you can see his numbers, and look, at his night, he can get it done. And certainly talking about getting it done, well, our commentator at courtside certainly did that. She won an Olympic medal, Commonwealth Games medal, World Cup medal, captained Australia. Jenna O'Hay, great to have you with us here in the Hungry Jack's NBL.
Thank you, gentlemen. What an opener. Thanks, Case. Good to be here. And tonight, I want to highlight 2 players who are super important to their respective teams if they're to get a win tonight. Firstly, DJ Hogue had a quiet game last game. tonight, he's going to need to be at his best. And I think this is a real danger game to Cairns. So looking for DJ Hogue to shoot those threes. And for the Hawks, Sam Froling. His form has been really up and down. Against United on Monday, 29 points, only 8 points on Thursday night. So he's in for a big one tonight if history repeats itself. And fun fact for everyone watching at home, all 4 Froling siblings are playing basketball today. Keely got the first up win with the Flames earlier today. Now it's Sam's turn to get a win, and let's see if all 4 Frolings can get a win on the same day.
Good point you go with there, Jenna. And let's have a look at the starting fives, thanks to Champion for the Taipans, confirming that Tajir McCall is back into the first 5.
Yeah, well, Mike and Jenna just see if we can suss out if anything is wrong with Sam Waterberg. It's obviously a matchup thing. You'd think Keanu Pinder, I think he's going to come out hungry and try and eat in this matchup. But DJ Hogue sliding down to the 4th spot, so that'll be an interesting matchup. Doesn't help his all-NBL team credentials if that's where he's going to get listed, Case.
And for the Hawks, their Champion starting 5. Well, on paper, this is very impressive.
Well, it is. 3 absolute superstars, Harvey, Seaver and Fraser. Obviously, Sam Froling, we just spoke about. He needs to step up and have a big game if Illawarra any chance to win this game tonight.
And Deng Deng, well, they'd like to get a little bit more out of him as well.
Yeah, they would, and he's a great role player for this team. He's terrific on the glass, but you and I spoke a little bit about maybe you shake it up. You put Tim Conrad out there for his veteran leadership, his calmness, but he's also going to space the floor. You know when Tim Conrad's on the floor, you've got to check him.
So underway in Cairns, Taipans with the ball to first shot, though. Comes up short, a little empty there, Tajir McCall.
Well, that's a great first play for the Taipans, a layup for their marquee player.
They've lost 2 of their last 3. The Snakes, they need to turn it around at home, where they're 2-3 so far this season. Number 5 of their 7 games on the road. The Taipans is Froling, just wheeling and dealing into the paint to open scoring.
That's a good start for Sam Froling. As I mentioned, he was excellent against Melbourne United. Could not miss. He was stepping out, shooting the 3-ball. He was quiet against the Phoenix. And I tell you what, the more you think about it, you can understand Tajir McCall maybe coming into this lineup to be that defender on Michael Fraser.
Ball pass. Harvey off to the races. Hawks have got the first 4.
Now, Gibbo, we saw Tyler Harvey in warm-ups throw down a couple of dunks. How many fast breaks has he had in the NBL? He doesn't want to show us anything.
Well, smart 3-point shooter, knows to save his legs. He shoots some 3s, Pete, so he can get up, but carefully, just nice little layup there. But great steal and great defense and great start for the Hawks. As Pinder, that's a tough matchup. I don't know if they can leave him one-on-one.
I don't think they can at all. That's a good turnover. 4th. Bull Cole's going to do that, get up and in. And you're right, because Keanu Pinder, he'll put it on the floor. He can face up. As ever look at the Amy replay, Sam Froling, he's a big body. Keanu Pinder, once he gets the ball on the floor and faces up there, he's a guard. You've got to try and really move your feet, and I don't think they have anybody one-on-one who can do that.
So Pinder gets them underway, continuing his good form. Qual with it. Shot clock to red numbers now. Bounce pass. Pinder, not his forte from deep. Couldn't connect, but McCall keeps it alive. This is where we want to see Pinder a little more operating, running out of room, though. Hogue. Bull Qual. Works inside Harvey in traffic. Harvey snatched it away from him. Another opportunity here for the Hawks. Harvey thought about going solo. Now they'll reset. Harvey gets away from Bulqual. Confronted by Pinder. Pulls up. Wouldn't fall. Froling wrestling hard on the rebound there and doing enough to win possession back.
Well, just like how Tyler Harvey's been aggressive. He's taking his time. He's using those on balls really well. Played with patience, got a nice wide open mid-range jump shot.
Harvey past McCall, confronted by Pinder. Lob pass of Froling down low. From close range, he makes no mistake.
Good patience there from Sam Froling. They tried to pull the chair on him and he managed to keep his feet. It's going to be a tough outing all night for Peyton Seaver, Michael Fraser, Tyler Harvey, because 2 of the 3, Jim McCall and Bull Qual, are going to be harassing you. Full court, they're extra physical, and you're going to have to make sure that you look after the ball.
Shannon Scott getting some treatment as well. Leads the competition in the assist-to-turnover ratio as well. Shannon Scott, 3.9. Very impressive numbers.
Well, that's elite case. 2-to-1, you'd be happy with 2 assists to 1 turnover, but to nearly be 4-to-1, that's impressive. And like we said, Pete, you cannot leave this man one-on-one in the post. He's going to eat all night long. And
I'd say they would have had a backup plan in the lead up to this game, in the scout talking about, okay, we're going to leave you out there to start with, Sam Froling. We're going to let you see how you go. But this is what talk about with Keanu Pinder, once he gets that deep, once he puts the ball on the floor, he turns into a guard. He's got a quick spin move, and he can finish with his hang time with either hand in any direction. So I wouldn't be surprised if they have to try and go, whether it's a zone, but then you have to watch Cairns shooting, or you just have to, as soon as he catches it, double team.
These numbers are so impressive, and we'll discuss those when we get an opportunity as Froling feeds outside to Deng. Now Harvey. Shot clock works to single digits. Lost the handle. Chance now for Pinder. With McCall in support. Takes the contact. Can't connect, but he'll get to the free throw line.
And you just mentioned about Pinder, Pete, being that guard-like action. Pushing the ball in transition. Makes a great pass and nearly gets the N1 finish.
DJ Ho, he's not a bad defender himself. Can get steals, can get blocks. This whole team, when they turn it up defensively, it just suits their offensive style so much. They like to get out and run. And when you've got a 5-man that can push the break, everyone else spots up for a 3, and you've got athletes like Tajir McCall running the lane, good things are going to happen.
So, those free throws are in the game. First pair at least, and we are tied at 6. Almost 3 minutes late. Harvey from deep changes the equation quickly.
Well, that's a scout breakdown. You can't leave that man anywhere near the three-point line wide open like that. Is going to make you pay.
Almost looked like they were trying to go back to some sort of zone there, the Taipans, and just weren't on the same page.
McCall works inside the three-point line, fires unsuccessfully. Harvey energized here so far through the first 3 and a bit minutes, and he wants to go on with it again. Pass Quayle, look away pass for Froling. The feed Deng outside from deep. He joins the three-point party.
Good timeout coming here from Adam Ford. He doesn't like the energy and the breakdowns on that end. You leave Tyler Harvey wide open. As Gibbo mentioned, doesn't matter where it is. Doesn't matter what time it is on the clock. If he gets any good look, he's going to let it fly. And he knocked that one down.
Good start from the Hawks. They lead at 12-6. Sam Froling has 4 points, and we spoke to him pre-game about his form and how he's assessed it so far this season.
I think right now I kind of go as the team goes. When we're doing well, I feel like I'm doing well, and when we're struggling, I think I'm struggling. And that's, you know, I'm new to being one of the guys, and that's stepping up and learning this. And I think like last game, you know, I was talking to a few people. I wasn't making shots, but I think I still impacted the game, and I was taking shots that I felt like I should have. Missed a few bunnies, and sometimes that happens. So I think just being consistent, keep being aggressive, and I should be all right.
Consistency the key there. He's led them in scoring only twice in 13 games, led them in rebounding 8 times, so he's getting it done at that end, but he did get into a funk there for a while. He couldn't translate his form with the Boomers back into the NBL.
Well, that's he's like he said, he's learning a new role, so he's now one of the main players. He's always been a role player, so now he's the main guy. That takes some adjusting, but the team goes how he goes. That's how it has to be. He has to set a scene and set a standard no matter what's going on, and if he can do that, they'll have a lot more success. And
we know he's such a quiet achiever, and he's very quiet in his personality, but I'm with you. I think they look better when he makes himself that kind of presence on the offensive end. It's going to be harder now with Michael Frazier. They're very guard-heavy in terms of their offensive output, but he has to be that kind of guy where he just demands it at the high post. That's where he does his best work.
Let's not forget he's only still 22 years of age. Most improved player competition last season. As they go to Pinder in traffic, almost lost. Scott rushes to the hoop, gets it done. Nice finish, chance of a three-point play.
That wasn't bad defense. They almost got a steal, but just the activity from Shannon Scott, and this is what he needs to do. He's shot, I think, 2 of 9 in his last game, so to see the ball go through the hoop, to be able to shoot a free throw, will do his confidence a world of good.
Actually, a really nice play from the Taipans. You knew what they were trying to get. It was Keanu Pinder. I think they expected potentially a double team coming, and it was a good read by Shannon Scott.
Really like his game, Shannon Scott. He's now 17 of 18 from the free throw line this season, 95%. There's pressure on the ball carrier here as well, but Deng breaks it down, goes on with the dribble. Froling in traffic, was denied. Shannon Scott stole it away, rushes back to the other end of the floor, and collision under the hoop there.
Well, firstly, talk about the point guard block. He just snatched it. Have a look at that. Shannon Scott. There's no putting that in the 4th row. Does he get a block and a steal for that?
Why not?
Well, he should.
I like the change-up. I like the change-up from 40. After the timeout, little full-court press. Take Illawarra out of the action, make him uncomfortable.
I'm wondering if this is a coach's challenge, because you wouldn't think that just that block into, it was poor transition defense, where they just ran away from the ball. And I'll tell you what, coach's challenge, 4 minutes into the game.
Risky.
Risky, especially when we talk about the block and charge call down the other end.
Interesting to see where Peyton Seaver was positioned on the floor. He was very close to the hoop, wondering if he may have been inside the protected zone.
Oh, it's so far away from your end, and you look at, yes, it would be 2 fouls on Peyton Seaver. We know he has got a couple fouls. No trouble in the past. He fouled out against Melbourne United. Now have another look at it here. Oh, I'll tell you what. Have a look at it here. When he comes across, plants, and well, that baseline angle that the replay center will be looking at might tell him a little bit more right here.
Is there any square? This is the hardest. Would be one of the hardest calls
no doubt.
to make.
In the end, I love the challenge. And now I think about it, because Peyton Seaver makes the right read. He gets there. I think it's touch and go, but.
And when it's touch and go, it's hard to change. It has to be definitive. And I think that's what a lot of people who are critical of the coach's challenge say.
The coach's challenge is successful.
There you go.
The call is overturned. That's now an offensive foul. Scott.
Have a look at that. And again, that's in the end, it's a great challenge. But
that's such a 50-50.
Well, isn't it? Have another look at it here. Slides in front. He gets square. You're spot on. That's the key. He gets square. And then no doubt he takes it through the chest. So well done for Peyton Seaver. Well done for Jacob Jackomas.
Yep, early win for Jacob Jackomas. Pressure up the floor again from the Taipans. They left Harvey alone, and he makes them pay again.
The best coach's challenge.
2 from deep.
It's the best coach's challenge of NBL23.
Well, you may as well be aggressive. What's the point in sitting on your backy heels and just go for it? I like it. Jacob's been, you know what, be aggressive. It's paid off.
Here's Pinder working on Froley. Australian teammates head-to-head. Quality battle. Fraser hasn't seen a lot of it so far. In fact, yet to take his shot. Might be getting a little hungry for it, but he finds Froley with a nice look inside.
This is how their offense kind of looked against South East Melbourne in the first half. It was flowing. Everybody was moving. They looked like they had an extra step to them. Tell you what, so Sam Froley's asked for a challenge back-to-back. He's saying that he didn't get close to the Jimmy call.
Well, that'll be his second foul as well.
So, we'll see, does he have the trust? I'll have another look at it here. No, they're not going to challenge it. Oh, my.
Doesn't want to roll the dice once more. McCall can't make the first. And this season, thanks to Latrobe Financial, we're giving away a guaranteed $50,000. You can enter now at nbl.com.au/legends for your chance to win. Gibson starring down low there.
You look good down there.
I do. I appreciate that.
One of your better hair days. Now, I tell you what, that foul was called across the face. Wasn't a whole lot in that. 2 fouls and Sam Froley. He's going to stay out there.
On the floor. The basket. Got orange, 25. We've got
foul called on Pinder for a hand check there. Second team foul on Cairns so far. The Hawks have 4 fouls as a team already. With 5 minutes left in the quarter, it might be an area that the Taipans will look to exploit.
Yeah, I don't mind it though. It just means they're being aggressive. The team that's more aggressive usually wins. So even though they got some fouls early, obviously you don't want to get in foul trouble, as you cannot leave that man open. They've dodged a bullet there, but I just like how they're being aggressive, Case.
Yeah, me too, Gibbo. Down low, Pinder makes the body contact. Now works closer to the rim. It rolls around against Mathiang and tumbles for Pinder. So he has 6 now. Here's a chance for Seaver, penetrating, feeding Harvey. Nothing on offer, just a retreat. They look down low. Mathiang working on Pinder, tried to step beyond him. Nice finish off glass.
You can just see there's a different step to them on the offensive end. Everybody was moving. Everyone was attacking into the key to try and see what defense, how they were going to move. They get caught up on someone helping, they kick it to the next person who would drive and dish. And a different intent about them right now, the Hawks.
Ambitious work there from Scott, comes up empty. They work the ball down low, just bobbled the pass there. Only Swakala Bullock. They swing the ball and find Deng open. He can't connect. The Hawks, almost half their shots coming from deep at the moment. As you can see, the Taipans have only taken 1 3 so far.
Which is incredibly uncharacteristic. It's just said case. DJ Hoag's going to let one fly.
They'll take more than any other team in the competition. Around 35 a game, and just 2 so far. For the Hawks, they've grabbed the initiative here. They've been proactive and being rewarded. Mathiang from close range just overcooks it.
Well, they're good shots, Case. We talk about them shooting a lot of threes, but the ball's been inside. It's been kicked around the three-point line, and they're wide open shots. They've got to keep shooting them as their defense is up and about.
Seaver, long pass down low. Well read. Good work there from McCall. In fact, the Pinder just to defuse the situation.
And Seaver, I tell you what, Steng Deng, we know he's an athlete and he's long. Looks like he little fumbled it. McCown Pinder is also athletic and long, so that was going to be ambitious. Unless you throw it way up, that pass was nowhere near high enough.
4 turnovers already in the game for the Taipans. As we mentioned at the top of the show, they can be an adventure. Never a dull moment. In fact, they've won 7 games this season, the Taipans. 5 of them have come from 10 down. It's from close range. Frazier comes up with his first points.
Really smart. Good read the way they were defending that.
Game high, 9-point lead now for the Illawarra Hawks. Qual with it, guarded by Frazier. It's across now for Ben Eyre. Shot clock to 5. Qual looks to fire and comes up with the first 3 of the game for Cairns.
Right on cue, Case. They need one of those to drop down. Illawarra have been playing pretty good defense. This is crucial, Pete, I think, for the Hawks. Their bench crew need to produce more points, and last game only had 18 points off the bench, so...
Well, I like that it looks like, yes, Payton Seaver's going to stay out there for the majority of the game, but Jacomas is basically saying, I'm not having any time on the floor without Michael Frazier or Tyler Harvey on the floor. We need someone to be that offensive weapon.
I don't mind that attitude. A little over 2 minutes out from quarter time. Ben Eyre has it for the Taipans. At the moment, playing catch-up. Shot is short there from Wardenberg onto the floor. Chance for Seaver to go exploring into the paint. They stood off him, so the floater wouldn't work, though. Getting after it, Spuckler Bullock comes up with the loose ball. Now Seaver again going to fire the 3. Good option. They've now hit 4 of 7 from deep and are making things happen.
Getting out hustled that end, the Taipans. That's what they're known for. They're playing fast, the energy, in the Hawks are just giving that extra effort.
Hoag, been quiet so far. None of 2 from the field. Picks up the dribble and now wants to distribute. Eyre, again the shot clock works to red numbers. Eyre, lob pass or shot. Caught in the middle of both and came up with nothing. Frazier scurries after the ball and comes up with it. But 9 points is the margin. Frazier against Ben Eyre, comes back to the right-hand side. Foul's going to be called on Eyre. His first personal, 3rd team foul on the Taipans.
24 points on the Hawks. We know they've had their offensive struggles all season long. Able to have just turned a corner over the last couple of games. Disregard that second half against the Phoenix, and things have looked completely different.
Well, you mentioned, Pete, that they played 2 days ago, so they're up and about. Cairns haven't played for 8 days, so they might be a little bit sleepy, a little bit slow. When you don't get to play games over a week, it can disrupt your rhythm a little bit.
Chuk Deng onto the floor for the first time. They get Paul Qual a look in the corner, came up short.
And especially when you have such a poor performance. We've seen it all season long, a team that gets smacked around responds in such a big way. That's the beauty of this NBL schedule. That's a travel from Mango Mathiang, just couldn't get his feet underneath him. Is if you're the Hawks and you left that game against the Phoenix with that poor second half, you would be so flat. And instead of 8 days where you're getting belted on the training track, you got a game in 2 days' time. That's where you want to show that you can turn a corner and bounce back. So far, they're doing that.
Wardenberg goes to work, challenges Mathiang, and draws the foul. First foul on Mathiang, 5th team foul on the Hawks. Wardenberg gets to the free throw line, a 71% free throw shooter this season. Had just 8 points, 5 rebounds in 33 minutes in Adelaide last Friday. Found himself coming off the bench here tonight, but we know his best is certainly good enough. Been a very good addition for the Taipans. Given a point of difference.
He's got about 8 fingers wrapped around the Rookie of the Year trophy. Sam Wardenberg.
You're locking him in, Pete?
Oh, there's plenty of season to go. And I'll tell you what.
Sounds like it.
Jalen Galloway's starting to put together a nice little season for the Kings, but yeah, Wardenberg's been outstanding. What a great recruit. Again, another one, young fella just flourishing in Adam Ford's system.
Conrad onto the floor as well. The Hawks is Frazier.
That's a bad shot, Pete. That's got to go in. That's a go.
I think he realised that, as he said, he clapped his chest because that should have been one shot.
There's a chance now for Ben Eyre, but he can't get an effective pass away in time, and they knock down a 3 on the buzzer, and at quarter time the Illawarra Hawks have an 11-point lead. It's the Hawks 27, Cairns 16. Stay with us here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. Well, the 10th placed Illawarra Hawks have made an enterprising start to the game against the 4th-ranked Cairns Taipans. They've come up with 55% from the field, 7 assists in the opening quarter, have led exclusively, and out to an 11-point margin here at quarter time, winning the opening quarter for just the 5th time this season, the Hawks, and it's been impressive, Adam Gibson.
It has, and 5 from 8 from the three-point line. That's going to be great stuff in quarter, and hopefully they can continue on. Their 2 main guys in Froling and Tyler Harvey have been impressive to start the game.
Look at 4 players who have knocked down a 3 in the game already, the Hawks. A lot to like about the way they're going about this at the moment as they seek out their 3rd win of the season. They're 0-6 on the road so far, the Hawks. They have the possession arrow as we get underway here. Term number 2 in Cairns.
That first quarter, Adam Ford would be so disappointed because that's still the question mark I have around the Taipans. Is Antonio just walks into a 3-ball. That's going to help. We know he is a sharpshooter. When they're not playing well offensively, when they're not playing fast, the shots aren't dropping, how good can their defense be? They let Illawarra shoot 55% from the field, 63% from 3. That's not going to get it done. And we know the Illawarra Hawks, as you mentioned, they sit 10th. So if that's a Sydney Kings or New Zealand or Adelaide 36ers team in the finals, could be in trouble.
Frazier knocks down another. They're 6 of 9 from deep in the game here and enjoy an 11-point lead. They have all the answers, the Hawks. Ben Eyre with the ball carrying duties for the Taipans. Lane opened up, but then the pass is knocked down by Tyler Harvey.
It's a defense case. They're up and about. They're in passing lanes. They're being physical. And then the offense is so much easier once you get good stops, good sets on the defensive end.
And I think the Hawks, what have done a really good job of is, yes, we know the Taipans play fast. They're going to try and match their speed at times. Then when it's not there, they'll slow it out and really get through their offense and make the Taipans have to work on the defensive end. And it's that balance, because you can have success playing quick against the quickness of the Taipans, but you can also really slow it down and get through your sets and find someone who needs to get open where they want it.
Froling bounces into Pinder, goes on with the dribble, can't convert. Loose ball, Pinder snatches it away, and now off and running, support on both wings, and that's an offensive foul. It's run out of room. Well done, Peyton Seaver, as we go courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I was in the quarter-time huddle with the Taipans, and Coach Ford could not believe how half-hearted the Taipans are playing right now. He said they're in front of the Illawarra Hawks, but not applying any pressure. So expect that to be lifted in this quarter, and he really wants no more turnovers. He's been really disappointed in that. Earlier, I was down with Illawarra, and he really went at Sam Froling personally to take it on to Pinder. So keep watching that, even with those two fouls.
No surprise there. Adam Ford was unhappy. I'll tell you what, Peyton Seaver was standing still for about 3.5 weeks there. Keanu Pinder just cleaned him up, taking his second charge of the night. And here is what Jenna was talking about. Sam Froling is starting to get more aggressive.
Well, I like it. Pinder's doing it one end, do it the same thing down the other end, and be aggressive and look to make plays on the offensive end as well.
Game high, 13-point lead here for the Illawarra Hawks. Taipans get it inside from close range. Shona Antonio makes it work.
Good off-ball movement from Antonio. Knows a sharpshooter from outside. Saw that Quoll didn't have a whole lot. Just got to the open area.
From close range is Froling once more, adding to his tally. He's into double figures on 5 of 7 shooting.
Well, he's been spoon-fed their case, but just again, great penetration. Some sloppy defense by Cairns. There's another turnover, and 40 will lose his mind.
Get it to Frazier, who's been good and continues to be good. Timeout here for the Taipans. The Hawks have jumped out to a 16-point lead, 2.5 minutes played here in the second. It's a 10-5 run to start this quarter.
I'll tell you what, Case, there's a reason we don't go into timeouts much anymore, because this one is not going to be pretty from Adam Ford. 37 points on the board with 7.5 minutes to go in the second quarter from an Illawarra team that has struggled this season to put points on the board. It is an outstanding job. They've done exceptionally well. Just every breakdown from Cairns, they're capitalising on.
And as we know, we are celebrating the Indigenous round here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's actually running for a couple of weeks. 19 games in total. Started on December 8, goes through to the 21st. That's allowed to allow every team to wear their Indigenous jersey at the home game. And as you can see, the Cairns one is looking very sharp. It's designed by Hendrik Formile, and the designs on the back and front of the Taipans jersey represent a central place of sportsmanship. And the Hawks, well, there's two. They were one of the first team to drop theirs, and it's always an impressive one. It was designed by Elder Auntie Trish Levitt and represents the Hawks, Mother Earth, the ocean, and the mountains. Such a beautiful area, the Illawarra. And the Hawks at the moment are looking pretty special as well, out by 16. I like what they're bringing to the table, Gibbo.
Well, they've been super impressive, and those uniforms are some of the best uniforms you will see. That artwork is absolutely incredible, and what a round. It's so good to see how much it's grown over the last 3 or 4 years. But they are some of the best uniforms, so that artwork is amazing.
Well, I was at the Adelaide 36ers game last night, and every second person wearing a jersey was in the new Indigenous jersey. They are very popular with the fans as well. Let's hope Keanu Pinder's okay, just counting his teeth at the moment after a heavy knock, but they've got problems here. The foul count, the turnover count in particular, is a problem here for the Taipans. They've got 8. They average 14 a game, so that is not a number that's going to please Adam Ford. Patient this offensive set, but the shot clock to single numbers, and they get the result they were after.
And look, I think if you're Jacob Jackomas, you're going to live with a possession like that because it was slow. They didn't get a whole lot out of it. In the end, it was just probably a breakdown defensively when you're biting too much on a drive that really wasn't going anywhere. And Shannon Scott had his feet set ready to tee off.
Is Deng ready to go with the answering triple? That's 8 of 11 now. It's 73% from deep for the Hawks.
8 of 11. That's tough. Again, good offense by Tyler Harvey. Just took his time, used the on-ball. Dan got wide open on a pick and pop 3 and he knocked it down.
Just a second offensive rebound for the Taipans in the game as well. They'll get the possession back here again.
And a couple of those threes that they made have been contested. We're going to talk about Michael Frazier's one, but have another look here. You've got to worry about Tyler Harvey. Deng coming across. Shannon Scott probably does the right thing in terms of who you're going to go at. If you're going to fully rotate and you're going to leave Michael Frazier wide open, that's where you've got to trust your teammates. I'm going to get across to Deng. Someone's going to have my back to close out to Michael Frazier. Wide open 3-ball.
Pinder gets it to Madruk Deng, firing from deep. He's off the mark. A chance for the Hawks to expand on a 16-point advantage at the moment. Led exclusively to Sam Froling, open scoring. First 30 seconds. Frazier with problems. Eventually gets it to Deng. Single digits on the shot clock now. Deng decides to go solo. This time can't convert.
Again, good D by Bull Qual to not let Tyler Harvey use that screen. He top blocked him, made him back cut, and that forced a quick shot by Deng.
Foul called on Wani Swakalabulik, his first personal. Jacob Jaconas can't believe it. Animated response to the call. 6 fouls overall on the Hawks, 5 on the Taipans.
It's very unlike Adam Ford. We know how animated he can get on the sideline. I think right now he is just basically on inside pleading for a response from his men. The energy just has not been there. They've been a step slower. Yes, they might have their positioning right, but this just isn't what they do on the defensive end. They're the ones who dictate what other teams are going to do. They don't take that backward step.
So McCall back to the free throw line. He gets there, only converts at 55%. Comes up empty there, and Froling gets the rebound. So the margin is 16. 4 minutes played here in the second. Seaver exploring. Conrad on the perimeter. Shot clock works to 10. Froling some latitude. Pinder stood off him, muscles his way in close, came up empty, and Pinder puts a stop to it. Shannon Scott now on the corner. Here's McCall from close range, just nudged underneath there. He draws the foul, and smart play given his woes from the free throw line at the moment. McCall 3 of 6. You'd much rather send him back to the stripe than allow him just to get an easy layup.
Yeah, he would, and Michael Frazier got caught sleeping there as Taj McCall slid behind him, but he's got to finish his layup. He just missed 2 free throws. He'd be dirty on himself for missing that one.
Froling goes to the bench with 2 fouls. McCall back to the free throw line. Such an exciting player, Tashia McCall. Averaging 12 points a game, 4 rebounds and 4 assists. Can do it all.
I thought he was actually going to be a really good piece for them coming in off the bench. For instances like this, when the starting five's energy is low, you bring in a guy like Tajir McCall to say, you know what, I'm going to ramp it up on both on defensive end. We know he's an elite defender, but even offensively, just trying to make some things happen. Sam Wardenberg, I think, has done a great job as well, but he's not going to be that little spark plug energy-wise. And they've looked a little flat, and they're looking for answers between one of the guys in the starting unit.
Shot clock at 10. Seaver. Mathia just marches into the paint and hit the deck hard there.
Blocking foul.
Orange 22.
Jim McCall and Payne Seaver might have got away with a double dribble. Oh, fully close. Megan Mathiang just telling the Jim McCall he just came back from injury. And speaking of free throw woes, Mathiang started the year 0 of 8, I believe.
13 of 26 as we get to the line this time at 50%. So in terms of Hungry Jack's burgers, just get the code word ready, shall I?
Well, Peter's having a little word with Megan Mathiang there, and 2 guys who are on the same Australian team I was part of with Uni Games back in 2015. I think they were roommates, actually. They go way back, and never in doubt. Never in doubt.
Never in doubt.
Is that a reverse commentator's curse?
I'll take it.
He's got to knock down the second, though.
Well, I think it was the other night where he airballed the first and switched the second. It looked completely different.
So averaging 7 points a game, 5 rebounds, top 10 in blocks in 18 minutes. Is that what you thought we might get from him?
Yeah, I did. He's coming off a pretty big injury, not too long ago, so he's still trying to find his feet. Just that impact player that kind of Pete mentioned before, coming off the bench, playing defense, blocking shots, getting dunks, just all energy things that lift the team.
And what he produces this season, you would expect he's going to improve on. The Hogue to score in the game. That's only his 3rd shot, though, but eventually he opens his scoring account. Averages 16 a game. They need more from him.
Well, they do, because when he has struggled, that is when the offense has struggled for the Taipans. He's got to be one of their key guys on the defender. And let the guards kind of figure things out and break down on the defensive end. They dodge that bullet. Michael Frazier misses probably the easiest look he's had so far.
Well, there's one thing to not score one end, Pete, but that was not the best defense down the other end. 40, no doubt, at half-time. We're trying to fire him up, just the energy and effort plays are just not there.
Outside shot off the mark from McCall. Well, hustled there from Pinder to keep that alive, and an excellent pass, and McCall misses the layup. Well, he's 1 of 5 from the field to Jim McCall. Could be an expensive miss as the Hawks come back the other way. Up 14, 4 minutes left until halftime. Matt the Yang. The pass deflected, came to Conrad, steps back beyond the 3, and never had it on target.
That was an ambitious case.
Well, the kick-out pass wasn't on the money. You got to get that in Conrad's shooting pocket as it's another turnover from the Snakes. Here go the Illawarra Hawks.
Oh, great defense there from Shannon Scott again. He is doing it all. The 1 block really should have more than that. Hogue outside, drills the triple.
That's what he does. That's how quick the Snakes can turn it on. Defense leading to offense. That timeout was called before this breakdown on the end is Sparkle Bullock. That is 2 flat tires on a break. This is what they do. Everybody's already down the floor. Quick pass, wide open shot, timeout.
Pre-game, Jenna O'Hay spoke to Tajir McCall about what was going to be needed to win this game.
Defense and rebounding, that's what it takes to win every game for us. Offense is always up and down. You can't tell if you're making shots or not, you know what I mean? But you always can control defense and rebounding. So I think that's the big emphasis for us tonight and going on into the season. That's what we need to do every game to win.
17-15, the rebound count at the moment in favour of the Taipans.
Well, they gave up 11 offensive rebounds in their last game, Case, so no doubt that would have been a point of emphasis for 40 coming into this game to crush a defensive glass and not give up second chance points.
And speaking of offensive rebounding, how was Mitch McCarron last night for Adelaide against Perth? Credited with 9 offensive rebounds, the starting point guard.
Okay, you say credited as though they probably might go lucky with a couple there. No, I think he might be one short, actually. There was one possession late where he had looked like 2 controlled tips at it. But yeah, that's if you remember back to his days when he wore a Cairns Taipans, I think he's career high 16 rebounds in a Cairns jersey. A big guard. Sure, career high offensive rebounds, Gibbo.
I need the stat man for that one. I reckon maybe 5.
All the ones that bounce out to the 3 ball.
That's normally Dane Pino getting them and tipping them to me. I would say about 5.
That's a good effort.
That's not bad.
That's excellent. 3:30 left on the clock here, and the Taipans are starting to make their move. Pressure up the floor as well from Harvey. They forced the error as well. Turnover number 4 for the Hawks, and their first since quarter time.
Well, it's a big 3 minutes. They could potentially go up 10-15, or this could be a tie game at half. So next 1 or 2 minutes are crucial here for the Hawks to lock in, look after the ball, get good shots, and play some good defense.
Call goes back to Hogue, starting to warm to the occasion. DJ Hogue exchanges passes with Majukdeng. Pass just off the mark. Scott had to go and retrieve it. Now he's got 2 on the shot clock. Hogue with his feet ready to go, knocks down another triple. He's up to 8 points, all in this quarter.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. That offensive possession didn't go anywhere fast. On the other end, the Hawks are just running it down their throat.
You can't give up transition layups after shooting a 3, especially to end a half.
Harvey, the 3rd Hawk into double figures as we go courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I'm down at the Hawks. Annan Swaka-Labullock is getting his ankle retaped after that collision down on the baseline here. Coach Taipans wanted to tighten up on defence. He'd be really disappointed with how they've come out of the timeout. They weren't too concerned with that little run, but they did want to tighten up defensively, which they haven't done, and then to keep pushing in transition. He likes when they go quick.
Harvey wheeling and dealing, showed them a whole bag of tricks, but then ran into Tajir McCall and they put a stop to it. Scott at the other end, slapped away. Great D there from Deng. In transition, Fraser just lost his balance there and travelled. They turn it over once more.
Maybe replay here, Deng stuck with the play. Volleyball spiked it into the rim, and then right here, Michael Fraser, another flat tyre.
That's the same spot, Pete. There might be some water on that floor.
There's something under there.
Good fight back here from the Taipans. They were down 16 5 minutes ago. They've halved that now to 8, a little over 2 minutes out from half time.
Good, no surprise. You see the defensive intensity is lifted. Jim McCall getting up and in. And Comas rightly so calling a timeout because this is a crucial 2 minutes. They have played way too well in this first half to go into halftime without the lead. And there is Swaka-Labullock getting that retaped. Didn't look very nice. Looked very awkward on the break.
We just look at one of Swaka-Labullock's numbers this season, averaging 5 points a game, just 10 threes at 28%. And last week, none of 2 from the field in 21 minutes in that loss to the Southeast Melbourne Phoenix on Thursday night, I should say. I think probably the Hawks were expecting those numbers to be superior when they recruited him from the championship-winning Kings last season. Yeah,
he'd be disappointed in his own personal season as well. He had a great season with the Kings last year and a pretty big recruit signing for them. And obviously they've got some other pieces and their team haven't been that successful, but to only have 0 points in 20 minutes, to only take 2 shots is not enough.
Well, he's a 3-and-D type player, isn't he? So that's what he needs to be able to do and knock down the 3-ball at a better rate than he is.
That's true. Well, with Hungry Jack's NBL, you can whopper your way to LA. Grab any large burger meal at Hungry Jack's and enter your receipt code to win. We're talking flights, accommodation, spending money, and 4 tickets to a game in the USA. Get involved if you don't mind. Enter now, hungryjacks.com.au/Whopper LA.
Speaking if you don't mind, have you seen Xavier Cooks' acting in that commercial? I don't know whether he's reading that or he's memorised it, but that's impressed me.
It's elite work from the MVP candidate for sure. He's talk about a great season. He's putting together some of the best highlight dunks you'll see.
Here's Hogue, who's starting to feel it at the moment. The step back triple this time off the mark. Pinder crashes the boards, kept it alive. Scott, look away, play Majuk, then adds another 2, and they've closed the margin to 6.
More energy and effort, Case. They're getting on the ground, they're getting loose balls. Second chance points are huge to win a game, and the last few minutes have been really good for the Taipans.
Deng with it. They share it around the perimeter. Trolling. Pinder muscles up, down to the low block, wants the baseline, nothing on offer, creates with the left hand and gets it done.
Well, I like what they did. They're going to give him the rock and let him go to work. I still think they can get it to him at a better starting point. You see where he's nearly at the 3-point line? He's not like Keanu Pinder, who has all the dribble moves in his arsenal. So maybe put him a bit close to the basket where he's just going to take 1 or 2 dribbles and rise up. He's got a nice little fadeaway. He can shoot with either hand and finish around the rim with either hand. But left him a lot of work to do there. See where he's trying to back down. Jim McCall doing a great job of digging. Keanu Pinder walling up. Once he's there, he's incredibly tough to stop.
12 points on 6 of 9 shooting for Sam Froling. He's one of 3 Hawks in double figures. Taipans don't have a player in double figures as yet. Well, the pass from Pinder there looking for Deng through traffic was ambitious. It's knocked down out of court by Deng, and Taipans will restart here with 6 on the shot clock. Back 7 it is. Hogue. Baseline, fills it up for 2 more. He's got 10 now. He's into double figures, all in this second quarter.
Well, he's just been aggressive. He found 1 3-ball to drop in the corner, and that's a bad turnover.
McCall feeds outside. Deng for the triple. Yes, and they have closed the margin from 16 down to 3.
This is what they do. They flip the switch. They ramp it up defensively. We've caused a couple of turnovers. And offensively, they just get ready to run and gun. It's Tyler Harvey. That is a 2-for-1 if I've ever seen it.
So after being 1 of 5 from long range in the opening quarter, the Taipans now are 5 of 9 from deep in the second term.
I'll tell you what, all the Taipans right now were flat. And they had, again, the breakaway. this is what they do. Just get up the floor. Force them to get the ball out of the hand, and then this is why the play was stopped. Deng Deng went down. They wanted to dry the floor, but the Taipans are out. Adam Ford screaming at the floor wipers saying to get off the floor because we had an open 3-ball coming.
Let's go.
So a little over 30 seconds out from half-time. And Taipans have closed a 16-point gap right up here. And they're looking to level the score. This time, Majuk Deng off the mark. Froling grabs the rebound. Chance for the Hawks to slow it down here for the last play of the first half. They led by 11 at quarter time. They took a 3 deep in the quarter for the last score. Receive a nice move, found an opening. Froling from close range just muscles his way and helps himself to 2 more. He's got 14 in the game on 7 of 10 shooting. And the long-range attempt on the buzzer is just off the mark. So after leading by 11 at quarter time, the Hawks will settle for a 5-point buffer at halftime. It's Illawarra 48, Cairns 43.
Really good second quarter by the Taipans. The Illawarra Hawks, they'll be happy to be in front. Jacob Jackomas won't be happy. Again, tale of 2 quarters. The Hawks had it in the halves against the Phoenix. Exceptional in the first half. They were disappointing a bit more in the second. Still go in with a halftime lead, but sets up for a really big second half.
Yeah, it does. Great first quarter by the Hawks. Cairns finally found some form. 40 will be happy with that second quarter, and no doubt they'll be talking about that at halftime.
Let's get courtside for some reaction. Jenna O'Hay is with Tyler Harvey.
I am with Tyler Harvey here. Great first half, just disappointing last 5 minutes there. Halftime couldn't come at a better time.
I mean, yeah, this is a game of runs. They're going to make a run. They're on their home court. They play well here. We just have to sustain these runs and give ourselves a chance.
Yeah, really tough schedule for you guys. 3rd game in 6 days. How is the body feeling?
Yeah, I mean, no excuses. It's basketball. We got to do what we love. So we're just taking this one game at a time. We just got to finish this one out.
And how do you get the win in the second half?
We got to play defense and stop turning it over.
Good luck.
Jenna O'Hay there with Tyler Harvey, who has 10 points at halftime. Been an entertaining affair. Stick around. We've got a whole lot more for you here on the Hungry Jacks NBL. The first of our doubleheader, Melbourne and Brisbane, still to come. But we'll have highlights and the second half back in just a moment. Welcome back to Saturday Night Hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. Great fight back, both at the defensive and offensive end from the Cairns Taipans in quarter number 2 after the Hawks had bounced out to a 16-point edge early in the second quarter. We closed the margin, got as close as 3 at one stage. At halftime, took a 5-point buffer. And credit to the Taipans. Things weren't going their way early in the game, Adam Gibson, but they've dug deep here and found a way to get back into it.
Yeah, well, the first quarter was all the Hawks. 9 turnovers, I think, for the first half. That's way too many. But the second quarter, the Taipans, they found a bit of fire. Up and in on the defensive end, they got some loose balls, some steals, some turnovers, and that fired their offense.
Let's have a look at some of the Hungry Jacks highlights here to half-time, because as we mentioned at the top of the program, it's always an adventure with the Cairns Taipans, but they are entertaining, and the Hawks really like the way that they've bounced back here after that 39-point loss to the Phoenix on Thursday night, which is the biggest defeat in the competition this season. They came out, they were proactive, they were aggressive, and it really worked for them.
Well, they did. Their defensive effort in the first quarter, they had each other's back. They were up and in, they were physical. They had some fouls, but I think that's a great sign of a team being aggressive. And they started off great, but then the second quarter was all the Taipans. They got better looks on offense. The ball moved. DJ Hogue found his form and started to be more aggressive and made some big plays. And we got a great first half and a great game.
It's certainly a contrast here at the moment. The Taipans with 8 scorers, the Hawks with 6. Jacob Jacomas came out and said that he was going to tighten up the rotation. As you look at the numbers there to half-time, Taipans on top in terms of the rebound count and found their stroke a little from long range in that second quarter after being 1 of 5 at quarter time. They knocked down 5 triples in that second quarter, but good clip from the Hawks, who are getting it done from deep as well.
Well, 8 of 13. A lot of those come in the first quarter, so obviously the second quarter was all the Taipans, but he'll be happy. And Pete mentioned about the rotations of the Hawks. To have Harvey, Seaver, Frazier, at least 1 or 2 of them on the floor the whole time, I think it's really helped them. And last game against Phoenix, they were in it at half-time. In their second half, they only scored, I think, 22 points. So it's a big second half for the Hawks coming up for sure.
Sure is. Let's dig a little deeper now as we send it over to Pete Hawley, who's in the analysis centre.
Well, let's have a look firstly at the Taipans, because they got better in the second quarter, and it's all about what they were doing on the offensive end, not in transition. So this is a half-court set out of a timeout. We know they're 2 key offensive weapons, DJ Hogue, Keanu Pinder. So how do you try and set them up in a half-court set? Well, you run something that looks a little like this. So there's going to be a lot of ball movement here, a couple of screens coming down. Now, when you get to here, the Illawarra Hawks have to worry about DJ Hogue with this screen from Pinder. They're worried about DJ Hogue flying up for a screen, but it also watched Shannon Scott come in, set a rub screen to get Keanu Pinder into the block. So they have different options of what they want. This is great. They get the ball to Keanu Pinder. Now, that's one man, Peyton Seaver, Michael Frazier, Deng Deng. They're all staring right at the ball. So what you can do, you've got a shooter here in DJ Hogue, and if you're Shannon Scott, gets this wide open layup because everybody's focused on their main man, Keanu Pinder. Nice little pass. That's a great offensive set. Now, if you're the Illawarra Hawks, you've got to understand that this is what the Cairns Taipans like to do. They get up and in, full court pressure. You can't just be slow and lazy about it. You've got to try and attack this. So, Ball Qual, elite defender, he's up and in. He's harassing Peyton Seaver. You know that they could have this run and jump here where Juk Deng, he's going to go and trap it. See Deng Deng just hiding back here in the corner. Instead of just getting this pass and dribbling it out, he's going to get it and attack downhill. You don't want to let them off the hook. You need to play aggressive. If they're going to be aggressive defensively, let them go on the hook. Keanu Pinder has no choice. Easy 2 points. And that's what the Illawarra Hawks have done well. Their pace on both ends has been tremendous. We know how fast Cairns like to play. That's what they've got to do.
They've got 7 steals at the moment, the Illawarra Hawks. Tyler Harvey has 4 of those. He's been good at both ends of the floor, also in double figures in terms of scoring. This year, thanks to Latrobe Financial, we are giving away a guaranteed $50,000. You just need to send us a video of you making a half-court shot. Adam Gibson will probably be involved in the judging, I'd expect, as well. Here's some of the options so far.
Well, I hope so, Case. Pretty impressive, some of these shots that they throw up, and what a price to win for going out in your backyard or on a court and just shooting a half-court shot.
Great entry so far, isn't it? Get out and enjoy it. Send us through a video and you can win $50K. NBL.com.au/legends is where you need to go. Hope you're enjoying this. A good contest between the Taipans and the Hawks, and it's the 10th place team leading the 4th team at the moment, 48-43. Second half coming your way in just a moment. Great to have your company here on a Saturday night in the Hungry Jacks at NBL. A little later, it's Melbourne against Brisbane. Isaac Humphrey, Shea Illy returning for United. But right now, it's the Cairns Taipans and Illawarra. And the Hawks, well, as we mentioned, on Thursday night, they had 50 at half-time and then only produced 22 after that. Cairns Taipans, though, well, they've lost their last 3 third quarters, so they're not out of the woods here either. So the game on a fine edge at the moment. Pete Hooley, who's going to win?
Well, the Hawks scored 9 points in that third quarter the other night. Didn't score for, I think, the first 5.5 minutes. I think the Taipans right now, they got the momentum going into halftime. It's their home floor, and that ability to flip the switch and do it numerous times in a game, we haven't seen it enough from the Hawks over this course of the season to probably give them a nod. So I have to go with the home team.
And Adam Gibson, which way are you leaning?
Yeah, look, if we're going off Thursday's results, I'm probably leaning to the home team as well, but I do hope the Hawkers can come out here in this third quarter and light it up like they did in the first.
Tyler Harvey and Bull Quoll enjoying an animated conversation there as we get underway in the third quarter. Taipans with a possession arrow. Saw Sam Froling score the first points of the game, and the Hawks have led exclusively. So with the ball to McCall, good first step, and short-armed the shot, and Pinder looks to clean up. He's fouled and off to the free throw line.
Again, it was really a nothing offensive set because no one besides Tajir McCall tried to put the head down and test the waters. When you're doing so much, you see DJ Hogue, he wasn't aggressive off Pinder's on ball, and then even that handoff from Shannon Scott was really just going through the motions there. They got too many weapons. They play too well when they go through things at a quick speed. Not lucky in the end because McCall was short, but Keanu Pinder just hanging around for the putback attempt.
I'm hearing a lot of noise about Xavier Cooks being the MVP in this competition, but you compare his numbers with Keanu Pinder. Now, Pinder scores more, rebounds more, twice as many steals, more blocks, gets to the free throw line more. There's a lot of numbers that says this man is the best player in the competition, not necessarily the MVP, though.
Oh, he's been outstanding. I've got him well and truly in that top conversation, but Xavier Cooks is one thing that, without looking at his numbers, how good they are, you've got to think about what he does in the defensive end as his presence, not just numbers. I think.
Does Pinder bring that?
Well, he does, I think, for sure, but I think Xavier Cooks is still the best two-way player in the league. And
I think we saw evidence of it there from Pinder, bringing some defensive presence.
I think we know where Case's money lies.
Well, I tell you what,
I just don't think Keanu Pinder has been given much.
I'm on there.
Not necessarily from you.
No, I agree.
I keep hearing Cooks.
Yeah,
and yes, that's true. He's having a great year. But everything, you can make a very good argument using stats. And as I say, I'm talking the best player, not necessarily the MVP.
Well, he can do things solid fit.
Right on cue, Case.
He can do things like that. I'm with you. He's been outstanding. I'm locking him in already for most improved player in back-to-back seasons, which is unheard of. That's just kind of the 2 leaps. As Liam Santamaria says, he's made the 2 jumps. He went from a bench player, nearly out of the league at Adelaide, to a star last year starting for the Taipans, most improved. Then he went from a star to a superstar. So that's the 2 leaps.
Hawks have come up empty again. It's come unravelling for them. A chance here for McCall. Euro stepping his way into the paint. We're on level terms for the first time since it was 0-0.
Well, danger time for the Hawks. Same thing happened on Thursday night. They need to settle down, get a good look, and that's a great pass. Hopefully that can drop there for Fraser, as it does.
A few words to say to the bench, I tell you what.
Little shenanigans there to the bench, Pete.
Well, look at the foot on the line as well from Michael Fraser. Glad he hit that because Sam Froling had a layup.
The other end, into a triple not there. But Fraser now 4 of 5 from long range. He needs to get some more up. Seaver decides he'll go from deep. Can't connect. Hogue the rebound. Pushes the issue up the floor. Pinder, good footwork around Deng, adds another 2. We have a timeout called here as Pinder adds to his tally.
They're just sprinting down in transition. If you take a quick shot like Peyton Seaver did, as we look at the Amy replay, and it misses, it's game over against Cairns Taipans. They are down the floor in a flash. I tell you what, if Pinder doesn't have an advantage, you've got trailing guys who can step into a 3-ball. You just can't take quick shots and allow them to get out in transition.
Do you think it might be a small town kind of thing, Case? If he was playing in Melbourne or Sydney, you think there might be a little bit more hype and more media coverage perhaps on Keanu?
That's a very good point you make, Gibbo. I would go along with that. I'd subscribe to that theory to a certain degree.
Oh, he's been outstanding, hasn't he? The big conversation that we keep bringing up all last week is that all-NBL first team. Because
that is a can of worms.
As it stands with the 3 outside players, 2 inside players, you've got to pick 2 of Keanu Pinder, Mitch Creek, Robert Franks, Xavier Cooks, Derek Pardon. Oh, there it is. I thought I could see no daylight between that big toe.
So they've given it a 2 rather than a 3.
Well, I'm sorry if that's my fault, Michael Frazier, for letting him go have a look at that. So who's your 2? If we have to go at this point of the season, I'm giving Pinder and Cooks the nod as it stands right now. Mitch Creek, once again, terribly unlucky. I think
you can't leave out the MVP out of the All-NBL team, can you?
Well,
if that were the case. Well, it's an amazing conversation, really. And just for those people who are critical of Keanu Pinder winning most improved back-to-back years, why not?
I'm with you. No, I think he's
no reason you can't be the most improved player in the competition 2 years in a row. Good luck to him.
We've very rarely seen it. More recently, we saw Finn Delaney do it. He made those 2 leaps and didn't win, but it was in that conversation. And Keanu Pinder has been exceptional.
Leeds Frazier dribbling through traffic, looks at the shot clock. It's in red numbers now, so make some room for the shot. This time can't connect. It's go courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I was just in the Hawks timeout, and Coach Chacomas really wants them to move the ball on offense. They seem a little lost down that end, so he didn't like that. And then he really wants them to pick the ball up quicker on the defensive end. He said they're not getting behind the line of the ball, and so they're getting some really easy buckets.
Just 1 of 5 from the field since half-time. They've scored just 2 points, the Hawks, in almost 3 minutes. 7 points so far this quarter for the Cairns Taipans. Deng, pass down to Froling, in traffic, needs help. Frazier gets it to Seaver for the open look. Couldn't knock it down.
Well, that's really good offense. Great inside play to Sam Froling, a great kick out, great extra pass. Just got to drop. Hopefully there's no nerves from Thursday, Pete, with their third quarter against the Phoenix.
You'd struggle to think that it wasn't brought up in the halftime discussion just before from Jacob Chacomas saying, look, we're in the same spot we were at the other night. We had a really good first half, and yes, the last five minutes were a bit disappointing, but now we can come out and show something.
I think it might have been mentioned by Adam Ford in his halftime address as well.
No doubt.
In the corner, and the 3 ball puts the Cairns Taipans in front for the first time in the game.
Well, speaking of guys taking another leap forward, I know his numbers might not show it, but playing with extreme confidence.
2 of 3 from deep. It's Harvey, electric in the opening quarter, now against Scott, and came up empty with a poor pass. Went straight to Frazier. He works on Hode. Finds Deng, puts it on the deck, back to Frazier. This time inside McCall. Used his body well there. A good look for Deng, and the tip-in belongs to Sam Froling, who's got 16 to lead all scorers.
If you're Michael Frazier, that has to go up in the corner.
It does. I just love how he plays. He played with poise. He could have shot that, but he got a little up fake, penetrated the key, and then he got a drop off for his big. So I love how he's playing.
When you were 3 or 4 from outside,
I'm shooting it.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
No question.
McCall fires from long range, off the mark, not his strong suit. Just 4 threes this season at 21% to Jim McCall. Taipans on top as Deng takes them on down low, nothing on offer. Harvey, shot clock to 10. Froling, some reluctance about taking the shot here. Froling puts it on the deck, works to the right-hand side, worried out of the points, but kept alive by Deng, and his pass is cut off by Bull Quall. A little rattled here at the moment, the Hawks, and nice finish from Tajir McCall, who's now into double figures.
Well, he needed that. He was 2 of 9 before that. He's taken some tough shots to be able to get to the hoop and finish. A layup inside the paint will do his confidence a world of good.
A whistle on the plate, foul called on the Taipans. 12 points to 4 is the run here since half-time in favour of Cairns. Taking control, at least the lead. Both teams make substitutions. A reminder, a little later, it's Melbourne against Brisbane. Big challenge for Melbourne as well. So they've got Shea Illy and Isaac Humphries back into the game.
Well, that's a big inclusion, Shea Illy. That's what Melbourne United have needed. When he's played, they've been so much better. So pumped for him to be back in and fingers crossed he can stay healthy.
Good signs for Brisbane as well. Bullets coming to the party as Pinder is called for the foul. Going to be his third personal.
Look at it here. Payne Seaver getting downhill. Keanu Pinder just tries to come across. And when you're a guard going at a big, just attack that thigh.
Pinder averages 3 fouls a game, 5th in the competition. He can be foul prone more earlier in his career, particularly when he was in Adelaide, which stifled his development there, but did a job of it last season. But this season, just starting to regress a little.
Look at the substitutions here from Adam Ford, who's just having a chat to Awani in the corner. You've got Murphy, Jarrett checking in, Wardenberg, Antonio.
Middle stages of the third. Game up for grabs. Fraser to Frolic. Puts it on the deck against Wardenberg. Had to regather. And Conrad. Shot clock at 1. Conrad high up the window. Couldn't get an effective shot away. Majuk Deng leads the charge for the Taipans. They're up the floor quickly. Lob pass for Wardenberg. They had another 2.
That's what they can do. In a flash. Blink of an eye. They're down the other end and getting a good look.
That's good offense. That's great ball movement.
That is outstanding.
That's a great shot by Michael. Odds on Mirko and Fraser, fair chance of getting a little tussle.
Yeah, it will be an extra whistle blown in by this quarter. That's why Mirko Jarrett's probably been brought into the game. Just try and get under the skin, bring some energy.
Great Fraser, 4 of 5 from long range in this game. He was denied one as McCall takes them on, draws contact. Foul on Tim Conrad. Free throws to come, but coming into this game, Fraser 55% from deep. And here he is in this game at 80%. He's really doing a good job, just his 4th game since being recruited in late.
Tell you what, that best part about that offense is normally we'd critique the big man Sam Froling for just kicking it out so quickly, but he saw Tim Conrad first at the top of the key and said a quick touch pass to him, and Tim Conrad with the extra one to Michael Fraser, who is just money from outside. Jim McCall struggles a bit from the free throw line. Just 5 of 9 on the night.
Free throw count now 16 for Cairns and 2 for the Hawks.
Haven't done a whole lot of attacking.
Swakala bullet in traffic, goes to Fraser, this time off the mark, loose ball. Hickey got a hand on it, came to Froling, can't convert. Hickey gets it after it again. Davo Hickey with it. Single digits on the shot clock. Guarded by Jonah Antonio. Wants to go to work. Down low off glass. That's an impressive impact off the bench.
Well, gee, he plays with poise. If you see a replay of that, he just takes a nice little slow step. Most guys will take a nice fast layup, but he took his time, he took the bump, and a great finish at the hoop.
McCall spinning into the paint, came up empty, ball knocked down and out of court by Antonio. Hawks will get it back.
I think he's got to be playing those more backup minutes more consistently, because he has been really good in the limited time we've seen him so far this season. And look, it's not a surprise. The Illawarra Hawks aren't going to be playing finals basketball, and you don't want to just play every young fella the rest of the way, but I think he's well and truly deserving of some backup minutes the way he's been performing.
Well, he's definitely earned it, and when he gets out there, he's making plays, he's getting guys involved, and he's finishing at the hoop. So I agree, he's a great young kid and a great young talent.
Same case with Lockie Denton, who started the season on fire, and haven't seen him.
Well, with the guard lineup they have, it's obviously hard for him to get in there. But he was starting and putting up 20-point games.
Well, we spoke about that when you look at the starting 5 for the Illawarra Hawks. So Payton Seaver, we know that he dishes the rock at a high rate. Tyler Harvey, Michael Fraser are now flicking it on offensively. Sam Froling's going to do his thing. Those 4 could start at any team in the league.
Active hands there from Shannon Scott, deflected the pass and break up the play. Chance for the Taipans to add to their tally. Antonio started it. He's going to finish it as well as he pulls the trigger on a quick 3.
It's lights out with his feet set. I haven't seen a whole lot of him this year, but a guy coming in like that is one that makes you wish that the 3-point contest was back in the NBL.
Well, just ultimate confidence from his coach to come in.
Oh, 2 for $1.
Barely played 2 minutes, and to shoot that in transition.
Bird takes them on and throws it down in traffic.
Didn't know Sam Wardenberg had those bunnies. He's got the length.
Game-high 6-point lead here for the Cairns Taipans. After being down 16 in the second quarter, hook shot from Froling baseline. He's up to 18 at 60% from the field.
Again, that's great ball movement by the Hawks. Just extra passes, smart, quick decisions, and then a great finish.
Great contest here. 4th against 10th. That is far better than those positions might suggest.
Get a replay of it. Have a look at this. Sam Wardenberg, stamp it, Rook. Just went from a regulation dunk to a bad business decision from Dave O'Hickey.
And loves it, the big fella. Rookie of the year, Pete.
Yeah, definitely. As of right now.
Right on the halfway stage of the season as well. So a lot to unfold. An exciting run to the playoffs beckons here. And that's a nice finish as well as Seaver adds to his tally. Just his second field goal of the game. Seaver with 2 of 5 from the field. In fact, 2 of 6 from the field. 4 assists to lead that category. Deng hands over. Antonio to Deng, who has a mismatch here with Hickey in terms of height. Says he's way in close, can't convert. The Hawks put a stop to it. A little over a minute out from 3-quarter time. Cairns on top at the moment. And teams have led here in this third. Looks down low. Mathiang. Oh, reaching in from behind. Shannon Scott relieved him of it and now wants to go coast to coast with a finger roll. Rejected, but will count the 2.
I'll tell you what, yes, there was a mismatch down low, Mathiang versus Shannon Scott, but there was no offense to get him anywhere open. So Shannon Scott falls down. Mathiang ended up being a 2-on-1. Well, he was the one. And oh my, now, have a look at this from Deng Deng. That is a goaltend every day of the week. That's what I'm talking about. So you've got the mismatch and you just telegraph what you're trying to do. You pass it around, trying to get it in. So the big guy who's got a small trapped on him, you've got to get it to him where he can be successful. That's right next to the rim. Park yourself underneath it, or you just go up and dunk it.
Second foul for Majuk Deng. Keanu Pinder has 3 fouls, the most in the game. Sits on the bench for the Taipans at the moment for this final 60 seconds of the third here. Jim McCall with 12 points to his name alongside him. Tyler Harvey hasn't scored in this quarter. At 8 of his 10 in the opening term, but has cooled off, and that pass was dangerous. But they find Hickey in the corner ready to go. He's off the mark, whistle on the plate as well.
We got a double foul.
Double foul.
Wow, I haven't seen that for a while, Pete.
Oh,
we got a double foul.
Oh. Nico, you can find one here. Let's have another look. So it's Bull Cole, Mango, Mathiang. Let's have a look.
Oh,
I don't know what Bull's done on this. Got him in a headlock.
I reckon there's probably a safe option there just to give Mathiang one. That's a good old-fashioned headlock.
Mango looked as though he wanted to tango.
He's without fathom what is going on there with Bull. I'm not sure what Bull Cole has done there.
So Seaver restarts for Tyler Harvey, who needs to get involved offensively here if the Hawks are going to get the job done. Shares it with Deng, who penetrates into traffic. They shut him down. It came to Matt. Throws it down Island and wrestles his way up on the rim.
Might get close to a technical here.
Well, traffic underneath him. That was the reason he was up there, Pete.
But this is why
it's safe to come down.
But just give it to him in a spot to be successful. I know he gets the offensive board, but all he's got to do is go straight up. And Case, what traffic are we talking about?
I just don't want to discourage that type of entertainment.
I'm with you. But Adam Ford was pleading for a technical foul.
Let them have some fun.
Oh, if anyone likes some extra mayonnaise with it, that's Mango Mathiang's up there.
So the shot clock, 6 seconds inside the game clock as we head toward 3-quarter time. Entertaining final quarter looms here. All sorts of things could happen. Ho looking to muscle his way in close, draws a foul on Deng, going to be his 3rd personal.
Look, he played really good defense just right at the end, just couldn't help himself. Pete just had that little follow-through slap down on his arm. Got away with a little foul there, but just that reach on the arm, I think it's a pretty clear foul.
Oh, absolutely. Looks like DJ Hogan's a tough cover because he's not overly quick, but he's just so smooth. And might have been really late across the arm. That's what happens because DJ Hogue is ability to turn the corner. Up to 11 points now. He's only taken the 8 field goals. Want to get him more involved in the offense.
That's his first score this quarter. And you're right, Pete. They need to get him more involved at the offensive end. He averages 16 a game. And it's a 4-point buffer here for the Taipans, but the Hawks can have the last say of the third term. Seaver. Cairns can't afford to foul. Seaver's forced to pull the trigger from deep after it got broken up. So three-quarter time arrives, and after being down by as many as 16 in the game, the Taipans turn for home with a 4-point buffer. Cairns 67, Illawarra 63. Fourth quarter and more coming at you right after this. Big final quarter coming up. The Cairns Taipans have got better the longer the game has gone. They were down 11 in the opening quarter, by 16 at one stage in the second. They take over here at the third, though, and with a quarter to play, on top by 4. Big challenge ahead now for the Illawarra Hawks, Adam Gibson.
It is, and a better third quarter from them from Thursday night. 15 points in that quarter. They held strong. It could have turned nasty there for a little bit of that quarter. So they've held strong. They've given them a good chance to win this game.
So possession arrow with Cairns Taipans. Hawks have taken just 2 free throws in the second quarter and 18 free throws for the home team. The Taipans come up empty with the opening play phase. Important for the Hawks to remain aggressive here. Harvey, is he the man? Can't connect there. The ball finds its way to Hinder. And in turn, Shannon Scott as they exchange passes. Hogue, look away pass, wanted Pinder, couldn't handle it initially, and then Froling reefed it away from him. Froling with 18 points, the game high scorer. So has 4 rebounds and 2 assists at the moment, so more than held his own against Keanu Pinder. Here he is on cue, adding to his tally up to 20.
They're just getting him in great spots. That's a great on-ball play to the defense. Great little drop pass for him, and took his time and finished with his left hand.
Bulqual back to Pinder and beckons him toward him again, and now the shot clock rolls to single digits. Now Bulqual fires the 3. It's off the mark. It's now 2 of 4 from long range. Seaver, quick outlet pass. Froling gets Harvey a wide open look. He can't connect. Harvey now 2 of 5 from long range.
Those are the ones he's got to knock down. And Froling, he was patient. He had a really good night offensively. Super efficient.
It's little bit of pressure on the Taipans here as well. At home, lost 2 of their last 3. Only 2 wins from 5 home games. It hasn't been easy for them. The fans will be nervous as well. Scott fires off the mark, gets his own rebound and adds the 2.
Well, that's lucky. Illawarra Hawks has fallen asleep, but the offense for the Taipans is slow. It's passive. A lot of standing around and a lot of watching. They need to get back to what worked in the second quarter.
Traffic. Harvey takes them on, draws a foul off to the free throw line for the first time in the game.
Good play from Michael Frazier in the end. Just continue to move without the ball and bring a bit of a crowd into Tyler Harvey. Trying to get downhill. Started the game on fire. See Michael Frazier there. Didn't mean to do it, but in the end, Juk Deng had no other choice. By the time he switched onto the drive happening, he was already in front of Harvey.
And this is an area of the game they need to improve as well, the Hawks. 64% from the free throw line on the season. And just a reminder that this season, with thanks to MG, we are giving away a brand new MG ZS EV electric car valued at $44,990. Enter now at nbl.com.au/win-MG. I've seen Adam Gibson poking around in an MG. You been in the electric one yet, Gibbo?
I haven't. Oh, if they want me to test one out, I'll happily go.
Get in the queue, pal.
It's starting to get sunny in Melbourne too, Case. The sunroofs in those things are elite.
You got a sunroof in yours?
I do.
2-point ball game here. A little over 2 minutes played in the final quarter. Pinder adds to his tally, now with 11 points, 8 boards.
Do that as well. Just slowly, eventually put the brakes on and don't allow him to get to the front of the rim. He's got that quick spin and that nice touch on the hook shot.
So what can the Hawks manufacture here? Frazier, tough shot, protected it well though. He's up to 18 in the game at 60% from the field. So 2-point ball game. It's up for grabs here. 2 heavyweights going at it. And such a vital result for both these teams. Nice pass. Pinder back to Scott, who adds to his tally. He's got 12 and 9 rebounds now, Shannon Scott.
Well, he breakdowns defensively from the Hawks. Yes, you're trying to get up and in, but you've just got to be smart about the way you're doing it.
Harvey gets it from Deng, attracts as a double team. Hogue right there with him, put plenty of pressure on. Seaver looking to find the open man. Deng gets it. He's already knocked down 2 threes tonight and adds to the tally. So they hit 5 threes in the opening quarter, the Hawks, and 5 since then. As Pinder goes to work and off the window, banks home another 2 and took one of the chops for his trouble.
Well, there's no... They run the same play 3 times just from the other side. They throw the ball to Keanu in the post and 3 great offensive options.
Cairns up 3, 6:31 to play. This is terrific stuff and love it. Not for the first time. Keanu Pinder is doing it in the 4th quarter when that MVP person comes to the table.
Look, I'm all for it, Case. I'm happy for you to continue to preach it, because his numbers are there. I mean, he's had an outstanding season, continuing to get better, and I take a lot of it when you talk about Cooks versus Pinder. I look back on that game, the games they play against each other, and that game against overtime, I know David Cooks fouled out, had 25 and 10 in 20 minutes, I think, which is absurd, but Pinder had 30 and 13 in an overtime win. So I take a lot of those head-to-head battles because I don't envy anyone who's voting for any awards this year.
No thankless task. People only want to criticise.
Oh, no doubt. Try to do an awards watch article every couple of weeks.
I love it. Keep feeding them out there, Pete. I love it. Good discussion points. Well, game on the line here. 6.5 to play.
Now that timeout was called before Pinder got his bucket. It was actually called after Deng Deng made a 3. I'm not sure what happened with Jacob Jacomitz, but he was unhappy about something and said next time out. Just so happened that they ran that same offensive possession once again, threw it into him, and Pinder starting to roll in the 4th. Got a nice little hook shot.
Deng shares it with Seaver. Working on Bull Quoll. Done a good job with him. They feed the ball into the corner, and Frazier fires. Can't get it to go.
Got to watch his feet, Michael Frazier, because Adam Ford pointed out, I think that was a 2 again. He takes another little step forward after he catches it just to try and get his balance, and almost shoots with a staggered leg formation that he gets a lot of long 2s.
Yeah, he does, and
there they go again.
Pinder bounces into Frolling, goes back to collect it. Nice ball, well done, Frazier. Let's go courtside to Jenna O'Hay.
Yeah, I've been in the Hawks' last 2 timeouts, and not surprisingly, it's been all about defence, especially that last one, all about how to stop Keanu Pinder in the post. He wants everyone digging off their player except for Hogue, and to help Froling down there.
Well, that will help. Peyton Seaver knocks down the triple. He's up to 8 points in the game, along with 6 assists.
Tight ball game. Michael Frazier, he's done that a couple of times. That, if you've created that space that deep, they're going to double team. They're going to send anything here. Send it too late. Keanu Pinder, he's racking up the dimes. That's his 5th dime of the night.
Sam Froling's got to make that catch harder. Keanu's just catching that wherever he wants in the post. Now he's comfortable. He's able to go to work. He needs to make that catch harder, half front him, make him catch it a step further out and make it harder for him to score.
I think that timeout they were kind of discussing what they're going to do in the post, whether they send that double team or maybe dig down, have a swipe at it. But there's one way to stop that, is to not let him get the ball.
Well done, Hogue, there to prevent Froling from adding to his 20-point tally. Inside the last 5 minutes, it's Cairns on top by 2. Scott looks for Pinder. Quick first step, had Froling out of position. Well, one referee looked as though he was calling a charge and one was going with the block.
Well, Adam Ford has gone to challenge this before the call's even been put in. Have another look at it here.
Yeah, that's a block for mine, Pete.
Well, I think the referees are discussing because they had one each, as you said, Case. That's a block. He's still moving.
We have coach's challenge. The call on the floor is a charge on 25.
So,
yep, coach's challenge. So we had a coach's challenge in the opening quarter. Jacob Jacoma's challenged a charge block call. Well, Peyton Seaver was called and it was overturned.
Adam Ford called that challenge so quick. The call hadn't even come to the scorer's table yet. He turned straight away and said, I'm going to have another look at this.
And with a 2-point game and less than 5 to play, every call is important here.
Well, it is, because Keanu Pinder's got 4 fouls as well. So, have another look here. So, Sam Froling, does he ever establish himself in front? I don't think so.
Nah, he's still sliding, and that takes him down the side of his body.
So, never gets to really establish being in front of Keanu Pinder, we believe. So, have another look here. Still, you see him trying to, just doesn't get there in time. We've been right once. Can we be right twice?
Absolutely.
The coach's challenge is successful.
Yeah,
The ball is overturned. We've got a blocking foul on Froling. 2 shots.
2 for 2. And I'll tell you what, if there's another one in the last 4.5 minutes, I'm staying out. I've never had a strike rate like this. But clear call, you could see. Never really established himself in front and still moving to the left. That was an easy call. If you're in the replay center, you get that one up there. I think you take a little deep breath, say no worries, this is one of those easy ones.
So Pinder, 1 of 3 from the free throw line tonight. He's been 75% this season, taking the 3rd most free throws in the competition coming into this game. This will be numbers 87 and 88 on the season. And continues to impress, not for the first time, having an impact down the stretch here, as well as having a good game overall.
And all over the floor, Case. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists.
A reminder, Melbourne United against Brisbane coming your way. Squeeze in the crossover in between these 2 games. That would be entertaining as well, I would have thought.
Oh, I'm not so sure tonight. I've been kicked off, I heard.
You're off.
I've been kicked off,
Got the
Kate.
hook. You were so good, Pete. I thought you carried a little bit of that chase.
I'm not sure carried. I'm not sure carried, but big fella's back from his holiday up north. How was your coaching up there?
It was very good. Yeah. Come away with the gold medal. Roval Sports Academy, mate, I'm telling you. When you're little one.
Oh, do I get a discount for knowing you?
I'll sort it out.
All right, now we can chat
If they
further.
can play ball, we can talk.
Hopefully we get
some great talent up there at the Australian Schools Championships on the Gold Coast. Really impressive stuff.
Absolutely. Some of the best new talent that hopefully we'll see in future years.
Liam Santa Maria was up there. He was part of the Next Stars program, having a good look.
Hope he saw my son. Hope he dug that deep.
Was he up there?
He was there. A chance now for Dang Deng. I thought he travelled. Couldn't get a whistle. Shot clock about to expire. It does in the background, but they can't prevent the 3 from Frazier, who's now 5 of 7 from long range.
And that might get looked at as well.
Nah, that was clean.
But you see the way he shoots, though. He shoots with his right leg so far in front of his left that he always makes it have to be reviewed.
4 minutes to play. We're tied at 78. Loose ball scramble. Good pressure here from Sam Froling, forces the error.
That's what he should have done the first 3 possessions. Made it hard, got around half, three-quarter fronted. As this is easy, Pete.
Oh, yeah.
Way behind.
But you can see what he does, right? He has that right foot so far in front of his left. That's just the way he shoots. But that is exactly what you called for, Sam Froling. Making it harder for Counterpinner to catch the ball, and all of a sudden we're all tied up.
15-11, the Hawks in this final quarter. Harvey over Jude, knocks down the triple, and the Hawks have bounced out to a 3-point buffer.
I'm not sure going underneath Tyler Harvey, he's right on any point. So here is the Amy replay. Tyler Harvey is going to give it up, little give and go. Shannon Scott looks like he was going to try and go over and then decides he's going to quickly try and get underneath. So if he's going to go underneath that little give and go from Sam Froling, Counterpinner's got to be up on the level of the screen. He wasn't, and Tyler Harvey, he's going to hit them sooner rather than later.
14-7 run in the last 4 minutes from the Hawks. They were down 4, now they're up 3. So they are making their move, and of course, this is an opportunity you do not want to overlook either. A chance to meet Shaq in the US. That's what you need to be doing. That's thanks to Reebok. You can enter, get involved. And Shaquille O'Neal, getting to a game with Shaquille O'Neal, meeting him, and great prize being served up as well by Reebok. Flights, accommodation, spending money. Enter now. Get to it. And the fans in Cairns, well, smiling at the moment, but there's some work to do here. And the Taipans, well, they've won 1 of their last 8 final quarters. They have not finished strongly, and this isn't going their way at the moment as well.
The Hawks are up 3, so ignore that score on screen. 3 from Tyler Harvey has put the Hawks up by 3, and there we go. You're right, the Cairns fans will be concerned right now. That's a really good set. They ran that to start the game. Jim McCall down low. 5 of 13 from the field for his 16 points. 4 players in double figures for the Taipans.
They had none in double figures, or in fact just 1 at halftime. DJ Hogue with 10. He had 2 points since halftime and needs to get involved if at the defensive end as well.
Well, really good defense. Started with Bull Quoll picking up Peyton Seaver full court, making his life hard, and then DJ Hogue right in the ball.
Right foot was your pivot foot. I told you that, leave it. I was talking about down there. No more. Okay. Here we go.
Interesting exchange between Mark Mill and Jacob Jacobus there.
Oh, okay. I thought he just maybe went a little second too long.
Frazier pushes out Seaver with a shot clock expiring, drops it from way downtown.
Oh, that's another one in double figures now for the Hawks. Peyton Seaver, 11 points, puts them out by 4.
Called, tough shot. And a foul going to be called on Peyton Seaver here.
Look at this. Shot clock running down. They had to get something going. Shannon Scott tries to help on Michael Frazier from Bunnings, if you don't mind.
We love Bunnings.
We love Bunnings, don't we?
We love Bunnings. That's a big-time shot. He's a big-time player. Big possession here for the Taipans.
Oh, baseline, drills the 2.
Bucket.
Right now, it's 3 minutes to go. Yes, Counterpinner has always been their focal point, but I think you're going to start to run a couple of things for DJ Hogue. Don't just let him sit in the corner. They ran a nice little baseline out-of-bounds set. It's to Jim McCall. This is what he does best.
Takes the hit, just can't get the finish, but McCall leads the league in steals 2 a game, and that's a big defensive play.
That's great. This is what he does. He just harasses and harasses. He's got great hands, and I thought he might have had enough to just go up before trying to draw the foul. Although we saw the other night, Michael Frazier, he's not going to slow down. He's going to have a crack.
He is, and not a bad foul.
That's what I'm saying. You're to Jim McCall. I think you've just got to try and go up and
only one.
Finish that one. This is 2 of 6 from the free throw line. Sorry, 6 of 11. 7 of 12 now.
1-point ball game. Nervous times in Cairns. Trusher enjoying her coverage here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. They forced another turnover, the Taipans, but they might give it back to the Hawks here. Seaver, Frazier, thought about it, decided to go, couldn't get a user-friendly roll.
Well, this is Philadelphia versus the LA Lakers.
Oh, is it what?
A lot of sloppy turnovers.
2 teams who are just trying to figure out who really wants to win this game.
The Cairns had that problem in Adelaide in their last game as well. McCall, baseline, the push shot falls. He puts the Taipans back on top.
What a game we've got here, Pete.
5 unanswered points here for the Taipans as we move inside the last 2 minutes. We're back in front.
I'm not sure of the last 2 possessions from the Hawks. They've been outstanding when they're trying to play fast, but now the game's on the line. Quick 3 from Michael Frazier when the rebounders aren't down there set to have a go at it. And then Tyler Harvey trying to make something out of nothing. When you've just had a poor offensive possession, he's probably not going to get it done.
Pinder comes up empty, and a chance now for the Hawks to retake the lead. Seaver guarded by Bull Quoll. With fouls to give, Bull Quoll picks up his 3rd personal. 2nd team foul on Cairns in this quarter. Seaver, 11 points, 6 assists. Been a good battle with Bull Quoll, who has 6 points of his own.
Doesn't let you breathe. He is a glove, Bull Quoll. Incredibly strong and physical as well.
Trolling in the paint, working on Pinder. Couldn't finish it. Pinder snatches the rebound, so that's a double-double now for Keanu Pinder, his 7th of the season. Cairns on top by 1, a little over a minute out, in the driver's seat with the possession arrow.
That's what I'd like to see. Get DJ Hogue involved. That's what he did against the Kings on this floor.
McCall, 2 on the shot clock, needs to get busy. Forced into a tough one and gets a user-friendly roll with the shot clock going off in the background.
Well, they don't come much tougher than that from Tajir McCall. You see the Taipans have scored the last 7 points. I like they went to DJ Hogue, and this is well defended from Michael Frazier. But Tajir McCall is just rolling. 21 points on the night.
McCall with 9 points in this quarter out of the 20 that the Taipans have mustered. 7-0 run.
Hawks have had an answer all night long.
Need to find one here and quickly.
Tacoma screaming stagger. We'll run this formation here.
They've hit 14 threes in this game, the Hawks, including 5 in this quarter. And Harvey from the corner can't get it done. Loose ball getting after it. McCall saves it for Pinder. And now they're in the driver's seat. Bull Quoll across halfway, and they will milk the clock here.
That's a foul. A little worse for where you can see him. Hold on to your screen.
Oh, my. Poor pass picked off. Deng feeds Harvey. The danger man to tie it.
Oh,
he does. Ties it away at 87 with less than 12 seconds to play.
Oh, we're lost for words over here. DJ Hogue. It was a great read from Deng. What's a better read is he didn't let that fly. Tyler Harvey just missed one. He wasn't going to miss another. Nothing but net. Keanu Pinder there. He made the right slip read. It was a good trap from the Hawks. They get the steal, and now 1 defensive stop away from sending this into an extra 5 minutes. This game has got everything. You mentioned it, Gibbo. This is a bit of the Lakers and Philly today.
A lot of turnovers, a lot of bad possessions.
A lot of poor decisions.
Someone needs to hold that ball under their arm and calm down a little bit. Middle pick and roll. This is probably going to go to DJ Hogue, you think, or are you giving it to McCall?
No, I think you're giving it to DJ Hogue to let him try and make a play, but Jim McCall's been rolling so far. If you want to trust him to get downhill and try and put some pressure on the rim, that's the one thing in these situations. You see it so often. Worst case, you go to overtime. Now, what do you want to settle for? Do you want to settle for a contested shot and try and walk it off, or do you want to put some heat on the rim and maybe put the referees in a tough position where if there's enough contact to call a foul, send you to the free throw line?
Well, the Hawks, they still have 1 foul to give. So there's potential when they start to make their move to be aggressive on the ball and make them take it out again.
Well, I know what I'd prefer, and it's the latter. I think you put heat on the rim and challenge them.
I'm with you. Unless you've got, it's a lot different. You've got Bryce Cotton and Chris Golding out there. You'd probably say, you do what you want to do. Everybody else, just make some sort of north to south and get some heat on the rim.
8 teams in the NBL have played overtime this season, including these 2. Hogue taking his time. against Deng, who pokes the ball away. Now he's got his hands full. It's going to have to be a long-range prayer. Couldn't get it done. Well, DJ Ho just took too long to make his decision and then got into trouble. And we are going to overtime. It's Cairns 87, Illawarra 87. We'll need more time to separate these two.
Well, it looked like DJ Hogue initially was trying to wave Keanu Pinder off and say, let me kind of go to work. So they got the isolation. I think right now you've just got to flatten out. Let DJ Hogue go one-on-one. Instead, Keanu Pinder comes up, which allowed Deng Deng to put some pressure on DJ Hogue to force him back, and then Sam Froling, terrific job to step up late. It's either got to be a ball screen where Keanu Pinder sprints out and lets DJ Hogue use the screen, or just completely flatten out and let your playmaker go to work.
Well, the Illawarra Hawks led by as many as 16 in the second quarter. Taipans' biggest lead was a 6-point buffer in the third. They led by 4 with 7 to play. Hawks led by 4 with 3 to play, but we are tied at 87. Hawks lost their overtime game at home earlier this season. Cairns Taipans having won in round 8 against Sydney at home in overtime. So, it's certainly been an entertaining affair.
Well, it has, and you know, especially after Thursday night's game where Illawarra obviously didn't have their best performance, to come out here on the road against one of the best teams in the league and send it to overtime. It's been a great turnaround for them, and you know, we'll see how they go in this overtime period.
Well, they had this game in the bag. Taipans, some big clutch shot making, and that turnover allowed Tyler Harvey to dash out the 3 ball to Jim McCall. He was big in that last minute. Plays like this gave Cairns Taipans what looked like the lead, but that composure from Deng Deng right there hit Tyler Harvey. 18 points for Tyler Harvey, 4 of 7 from outside, and look at the shooting from 3 for the Illawarra Hawks. 15 of 28. Been to the free throw line 4 times. Who cares?
Who cares if he's shooting threes? You're obviously not going to get fouled too much from the 3-point line, Pete, but incredible numbers. Obviously, the Taipans there will be happy to be leading the rebound count by 10, and this is it, free basketball.
Set to go, an extra 5 here, and it is the Illawarra Hawks with the possession arrow as we get underway. It's been a seesawing affair, and there's still more twists and turns to come. Seaver thought about the 3, worked inside Scott, kicks to Frazier, who's been good and continues to be good.
He has been enormous. Ever since he put on a Hawks jersey, but tonight, 24 points, 6 of 9 from 3. As Tyler Harvey goes down. Well, that's just a bit of a stinger, but Michael Frazier, what a night.
Seaver shares it with Deng.
Good offense.
They move the ball patiently, get to the baseline, and a high percentage shot wouldn't fall for Deng, and now they wrestle for the rebound.
Love that. Sam Froling going at it. Deng Deng. 3 of 5 from 3. I think he's going to let that one fly. Calls the defense have a bit of a breakdown. Right there. Your feet set. Paul Cole's playing it for the drive. He's going to try and get in front and cut you off, which he did. It's just 2 rebounding animals going at it. That's where I wouldn't mind. Overtime, jump it up, throw it up. Don't need the arrow in overtime.
Bring back the jump ball.
So the Taipans down 3 in this extra period. Scott gets rid of Frazier, looks down low. Seaver trying to guard McCall, who elevates and comes up with the finish. He's been big. He had 9 of the 20 in the 4th quarter. An open scoring here in the extra term. Deng against Hogue, puts it on the deck. And Seaver back to Deng. Shot clock at 8. They worked that nicely to get Deng percentage play, but he was shut down. Good defensive pressure from the Taipans here as they get a chance to retake the lead. Oakwell patiently with it. And Scott goes back to him. Single digits on the shot clock. Full qual fires. It's 3 is off the mark. Hogue tapped it to the advantage of McCall, who lost the handle.
Oh, he lost the handle on his own shot fake.
There's clearly some fatigue set in. Bull Qual, his gas has been picking up the ball full court. Some sloppy turnovers. Good poise here by Peyton Seaver to use that on ball.
The following was telegraphed. McCall got a piece of it. And a whistle on the play as well.
It's a really good job from Tajir McCall. Stays with the play. Here is the fatigue setting in.
4th foul on Sam Froling.
Peyton Seaver looks like he's coming out of the game, and you probably think at this time it's probably something to do with some cramp. It's an easy call there. Sam Froling, never understood that. Put the arms out. I'm not understanding what happens after you literally just put the arm out into Tajir McCall.
7th overtime game of the season. And of the 6 so far, 5 have been won by the home team. Which probably not surprising. Hawks the only team to lose in overtime at home. It just suggests that the Taipans, odds in their favour, but they have to make it happen. This is Pinder down low, working on Frazier in a mismatch. Scott shares it with McCall, firing from deep, where he's 21%. And they're lucky enough to get it back.
Shannon Scott, 5 offensive rebounds, 11 boards on the night to go along with his 12 points.
Pinder in traffic, lost control, spills the ball, came to Hickey, chance for Deng. They challenge him and they worried him out of the points as well. Good hustle from McCall to get back, and a chance now for them at the offensive end as Hogue looks inside. Dangerous pass, batted out of court by Deng. Nervous times here. Pans getting full value for money.
Oh, some of the decision making in this last quarter and overtime. Firstly here, it's a good chase down to stay with it. DJ Hogue, he puts pressure on, then Shannon Scott comes across. In the end, Deng just blows a layup. Right here. It's a good cross-court pass. DJ Hogue was trying to get a flyby, so he could tee off a 3. Nothing came of it.
Hogue catch and shoot with a 3 ball and knocks it down.
Well, that's a big shot. That's from deep. That is a deep 3-P. That's a big-time shot.
17 on the night, 3 of 7 from DJ Hogue. He's probably thinking to himself, why didn't I do this on that cross-court pass from Tajir McCall? Wouldn't be in this situation.
5 unanswered points from the Taipans. They come back from 3 down to lead it by 2. Shot clock rolls to 5. Hickey, they need to get busy. Frazier realises the situation, can't connect. And Scott grabs another rebound. 12 boards for him to go with 12 points and 6 assists. This has been a tremendous effort from Shannon Scott. But there's still some work to do for the Taipans as their fans find their voice as well. 80 seconds to play. Shot clock works to 5. This is McCall. Scott being good. Can't get that to go. And Frazier just dances along the baseline.
That's right.
Catch and shoot from Tyler Harvey is off the mark. Pinder grabs the rebound. Inside the last 60 seconds. Entertaining affair. Trust you're enjoying our coverage in the Hungry Jacks NBL on a Saturday night. Melbourne and Brisbane still to come. But this one has had it all. Lob pass for Pinder, who's fouled, cutting across there. Hickey will pick up his first personal.
Yeah, good read. Really nice read. Kind of Pinder asks for a towel before he goes to the free throw line. Good effort from Hickey to come across, and otherwise that probably would have been an easy layup. We're back into the game.
Well, we mentioned at the top of the show that it's always an adventure with the Cairns Taipans, and it has lived up to all expectations. 3rd game in a row for the Cairns Taipans where scores have been tied in the last 10 seconds. I don't understand how they can't sell out the Cairns Convention Centre, because they are entertaining. Sit around them, Cairns fans.
One word for you, Gilligan's.
This is better than that. Here's Hogue getting it done. This time a little deep with it. Well done, Pinder, to keep it alive, but only as far as Frazier.
We don't need anything quick. Just get a really good shot. The last couple haven't been great.
Well, that'll work, Pete. That's a great one-on-one move to the hoop.
He has been enormous. Michael Frazier, 26 points, and I love that. Just put your head down. One of the and one, he could have been careful not to get the wave away on Keanu Pinder with his left arm. Pinder did well not to foul. And here we go again. It's either go to double OT, or can they draw up? Take the last shot. It's got to be better than they drew up in the regulation.
Frazier had 20 points in the last game against the Phoenix and just continues to build impressive numbers here. So 26 now for him, 6 of 10 from deep, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, a couple of steals. So he's certainly brought a lot to the table since he's been involved.
He has. He's brought that grunt that I mentioned before. He's just tough. He makes them play at a different level, and he's bringing his teammates with him and just provides everyone else a lot of confidence that when one of your main guys is playing that way, you can feed off it. And just incredible, great reads from everywhere. Top of the key threes, post-ups, attacking the hoop, corner threes, making plays off the on-ball. He's scored in so many different ways at a high percentage, and some big shots as well.
This is why I was high on him when he first came to the NBL with the Wildcats last season. We have a look at his shot chart. He has the ability to do this. They had some different pieces to try and work with last season, and he's come in now realising he gets a second chance in the NBL and in a team that is desperate for an offensive threat, and he's done that and more. And here we go. They need a lot more movement than they had in regulation, and see if they try and get to Jim McCall the ball this time. DJ Hogue had his moment, or if they do go back to Hogue, can they get a bit more player movement to allow him to try and make something happen getting downhill?
Game on the line. It's been an entertaining affair. Hawks out by as many as 16 in the second quarter. Cairns didn't hit the lead until the third term. And here we are with the last play. It's 92 apiece. And it does double overtime.
Here we go. He's waved off Keanu Pinder.
Middle pick and roll.
McCall puts it on the deck. Tough shot, high off the window. Couldn't get it to go. Loose ball now. Froling kicks it out. We're going to double OT. Harvey on the buzzer. 92 apiece. We need another 5.
Oh, we do, because I'm not sure a running floater contested from Jim McCall. I know he's been enormous, but he's been enormous back to the basket. So have another look at it here, where Keanu Pinder doesn't really set the screen. That's a tough shot.
That's a tough floater from the elbow. Absolutely.
I still think they can get a better look. Keanu Pinder is trying to get that quick pick and roll. In the end, we'll have another 5 minutes.
Why not?
Well, I'll tell you why not, because the big fella next to me, he's thinking, well, what's happening with my crossover shot?
There goes the crossover.
Here is some highlights of what's been a fascinating game. The last 10 minutes, the first 5 minutes of overtime, been a lot of interesting decisions, but big shot makers as well. DJ Hogue on one end, Michael Frazier on the other. Had a bit of everything.
He's been enormous, Frazier. Scored all 5 of the Hawks' points in that first extra period. As you can see, they've hit 16 threes in this game at 52%. The Hawks, they still haven't found a way to win just yet. Second double overtime game of the season. The other one was the Hawks' loss to Melbourne back in round 5 in double OT. So, as I mentioned, fans up in Cairns getting good value for money, and the Hawks have got some travelling fans perhaps as well, or maybe some Queensland-based Hawks fans, and they're here for it as well.
It's good to see the Hawkies travelling out there, a little bit of support on the road case, but you're right, the game has had everything, and another period which takes out the crossover case.
Well, lucky you're here.
My poor man Felix is over there thinking he's about to get on TV and show his face.
Open. That's all those things going through his head. But this big 5 minutes. Talking about the Cairns Taipans, this is huge from the Illawarra Hawks, what they've done, and to sustain this for the entire game and overtime. Not drop away. They've had their moments, but Frazier's been enormous. Peyton Seaver's been good.
There's Shane Froling and wife Jenny watching the game.
So all Frolings are playing today.
Yep. Alicia and Keely, the twins, are playing, and of course
Harry playing in Melbourne.
Harry
going
to come
next,
and
that's if this game doesn't keep going.
Well, they've chosen to go to Cairns. So I mean, pretty clear who the favourite child is, I'd say.
Don't know if there'd be too many places I'd rather go than Cairns right now, to be honest with you. It's a beautiful part of the world and desperate to get up there. Maybe the Masters Games, which is up on the Great Barrier Reef in May next year, could be an
We
equation.
see you there, Pete.
Oh, hello. Punch my pension card in.
Double OT, here we go. 92 apiece, Hawks with possession. Sam Froling has gone quiet in terms of offense, just 6 points since half-time after he was the leading scorer, and the Hawks come up empty with their first play phase.
14 rebounds for Keanu Pinder. Just eating glass for fun on the defensive end.
Chance now for Taipans to put their noses in front. Bull Qual pulls back for the three. It's off the mark. Hands from Scott. They're giving Dang plenty to think about and winning it back for his team. That's Hustle with a capital H.
It looked like the great call for Nico Fernandez. The Hustle just throwing it straight back off Dang Dang. Have another look here. He gets it. Chandler Scott didn't mean to get a hand on it, but does, and just forcing it.
His defense has been the most impressive.
Hasn't
He's been blocking shots, steals, obviously his rebounds, his passing, not so much.
Well, that's always the case when you hype up someone. Just throws it out.
Shannon Scott with 6 assists but 4 turnovers now. So Manchin coming into this game led the assist to turnover ratio at 3.9. Terrific numbers. This one's still up for grabs. Second period of extra time. 92 apiece as Seaver hands over. Froling. To see him get aggressive. Harvey will get aggressive from Kmart. He fires the three off the mark.
Look, it's good action. You get your main man in the action to come off and shoot a three. Seem to run that offense in a little bit closer to the three-point line.
Great defense, one-on-one for Sam Froling. He's on 4 fouls. Michael Frazier.
Oh!
Took it straight at them. Draws a foul off to the free throw line.
That's a man who does not care who hits him in the air. Look at this little strong attempt. Mentioned he's a bull. Went against bull. Bull on bull.
Hogue getting involved as well. That's aggressive work there from Michael Frazier. As I mentioned, being big. Scored all 5 in that first period of overtime. 26 in the game to lead all scorers, including 6 of 10 threes. 8 boards as well and a couple of steals. So from the free throw line this season, Frazier hasn't been great. Just a 50% free throw shooter though. 5 of 10 coming into this game.
One thing this game is missing is some nice burgers from Hungry Jacks. Opportunity here, but although you mentioned 50%, so this one's nothing but the bottom of the net. Oh, hello.
There you go. Have burgers in double OT. Get around it, kids. The code word is talk. And Queensland can enjoy the Hungry Jacks free cheeseburger.
Impressive play there by Tyler Harvey. Didn't stop, didn't wait. Went and got a steal back for his team, and that's a big-time play. That's a game changer, Pete. Everyone's worried about the cheeseburgers.
Oh, you think Taipans players are worried about the burgers? Maybe. Anything free.
It's a challenge now in front of the Taipans. Bull can't convert. And the Hawks with an opportunity now to extend the margin.
Getting 11 boards of his own.
Here's Sam Froling in traffic. They snatched it away from him again. Scott for McCall. Trailer is Hogue. And he knocks it down to put the Taipans back on top.
Beautiful stroke.
That is all Shannon Scott right there. Unbelievable defense, pushes the pace.
Adam Ford asking if he's okay. You can see he's down behind play. You're right, it's all Shannon Scott, but it's also Bull Cole to Jim McCall for running the floor as well. They had numbers, and DJ Hogue only gets this if Bull Cole goes to the corner. Shannon Scott continues on to the middle of the lane. Take the 2 defenders away and allow DJ Hogue, he's got a very pretty stroke, walk into a 3-ball.
20 in the game now for DJ Hogue, including 6 in the extra terms. Here's Froling, muscling in from close range against Pinder. Can't finish it. Off to the free throw line. Shannon Scott called for his 3rd personal.
Let's go. Line up.
We're in 3 minutes to go in double overtime. The Hawks just saw Michael Frazier miss 2 free throws. They've taken a total of 6 free throws for the game.
Froling a 58% free throw shooter.
One shot.
That's the first. And the second.
Never in doubt, Pete. Never in doubt.
Oh, absolutely. Following 22 points. Just the 5 rebounds.
Hawks on top. Only, of course, had season high 29 against Melbourne United 5 days ago. Terrific contest here at the Convention Centre in Cairns as Hogue punches down another triple. He's got 5 of 10 from deep.
It's so pretty. If you're Deng Deng, he's just knocked one down. You've at least got to get a little bit closer to step forward to carry a hand to just try and talk him out of it. Let him get his feet set and just walk into a 3-ball. He's going down.
It's Harvey. Traffic guarded by Scott. Shot clock to 5. Harvey trying to make room for the shot. Well guarded by Scott, who forced him into a tough one. And the prayer was answered.
Get out of
Tyler Harvey, stop it.
Oh, he's just cooking up a little something, Tyler Harvey. I'll tell you, cooking up a terrible decision.
This is unbelievable defense. Stays down, doesn't bite.
Oh my,
that's ridiculous.
That's just a tough shot maker right there.
Wow, what a shot from Tyler Harvey, his 5th triple of the game. Just going to review the clock here on it as well. Look like he got it off in time. This is a man that 68 threes last season, Tyler Harvey, and again this season has been good from deep, top 5 in the competition in knocking down threes.
5 of 10 at 50%.
They hit 17 threes in this game, the Hawks.
Loves the toughest ones, doesn't he? Tyler Harvey, the wide open ones seem to come off right now.
Get it down to Pinder. In the paint. Nice move and gets a high-quality finish as well. 16 in the game for him.
They're going to keep doing that in the Taipans. Sam Froling has 4 fouls, so keep going at him. See if he wants to put his body on the line.
Taipans reach the century. Slapping the ball away from behind to Tajima McCall. Now the Hawks will get it back. Third time this season that Cairns Taipans have been in the century. They get Harvey in the corner with a good look. This time can't get it to go.
Taipans trying to slow it down once again.
They lead by 1. 90 seconds to play in the second period of overtime. Shannon Scott had a terrific game. It's down low. They do go to Pinder against Froling. Again, muscling in from close range. Worried out of the points. Good D from Froling.
Well, great offense, great set. It's worked the last 2 times. Some heavy fatigue coming in, Pete. Pretty much everyone out there on the floor has played over 40 minutes.
Yeah, no doubt. Real heavy minutes. Michael Fraser, 45 minutes of this game. Shannon Scott, 42.
I can't see the play. Huh? You didn't touch every time I go up. 2. Come on.
And Seaver to the free throw line. Hasn't been there tonight. A lot of the Hawks haven't. No issues there.
He's good from the free throw line, Peyton Seaver. 13 of 14 coming into this game.
Oh, no.
Has he done it?
Never in doubt. I mentioned it last time. I'm not sure John Casey, in all the years he's done this, has ever cursed anybody at the free throw line.
This has been a tremendous battle, hasn't it? Little over a minute to play. Hawks in front by 1. Had some great games in the Hungry Jacks NBL this season. As McCall spinning, stripped of it. Good work from Fraser at the defensive end, and now loose ball scramble.
Say it again, Gibbo. Get rid of the arrow in overtime. Just throw it up. Too crucial. But they've run that set a lot. It looks like it's a little double screen on the baseline for a shooter coming off, but it's really just to get to Jim McCall to the middle of the floor right there and let him go to work.
Well, you can't help. You've got DJ Hogue on one wing. He's 5 of 10 from 3. Shannon Scott's having a great game, so he's basically just playing one-on-one from the top of the key.
And that's good hands from Michael Fraser reading. That's the spin move that Jim McCall loves. That's his signature spin move.
A reminder coming up straight after this game, it would seem. Melbourne against Brisbane from 8 p.m. Eastern, John Cain Arena. As Hogue in traffic, and that's ambitious pass. Wanted Scott. Peyton Seaver knocked it down out of court, and they've got 2.7 on the shot clock here, the Snakes. Down 1. McCall restarts. Hogue gets a good look from deep. Can't finish it.
Great rebound from Deng Deng.
Did well.
Hey, the Illawarra Hawks once again just get a really good possession. They also have the 2 for 1, but so often that happens, it's not a good shot.
Patient at offense was Froling. Hogue slaps it out of his hands. Came to McCall. Chance for Cairns to retake the lead here. McCall exploring. Finds Pender, who adds the 2 to put him back in front.
Tacoma saying, let's just go. No timeout. Got to go quick.
Or do you take the last shot, Pete?
Oh, you reckon they want to just go home? Either way.
Either win it or...
Oh, my. Seaver's lost the handle. Trying to flick it to the advantage of Froling, and then over and back call. Cairns will get possession. They lead by 1, less than 10 seconds to play.
Oh, called back court. Not sure who touched it first. But again, it just looked really methodical. It almost looked like they thought they were up one for the Hawks. So they're saying now, they're talking about when they're trying to intentionally foul. So Peyton Seaver tried to throw it behind the back. Oh, Michael Fraser definitely just got there first. Good hustle from Keanu Pinder.
Taipans call timeout here with 9.4 seconds on the clock. They lead by 1. Hawks have been so brave here. Their highest score of the season. But it may not be enough because the Taipans are in the driver's seat.
Well, there's still a lot that can happen here, Case.
I'll tell you what, 2 free throws here, and then you get Michael Fraser or Tyler Harvey the ball, and we say, you know what, just keep this one going. I thought I was with you, though, Gibbo. That looked like a lot of contact on that. Sam Froling back to the basket. No call. Steal from DJ Hogue.
So it looks like the Hawkies will try for a steal. If they can't get a steal, as you see the replay here.
I'm going to look at it here. Oh, my.
Well, that's a foul.
100%. Got away with one there. It's a really good play, though, to push the ball afterwards.
Well, the last time these teams played overtime, round 8, 2020, Illawarra beat Cairns 114-106 in Wollongong. Right now, what a thrilling contest this has been. Took the Cairns Taipans until midway through the 3rd quarter before they had the lead for the first time in the game. And since then, there has never been more than 6 points separating these teams. Both in front in the 4th quarter, both in front in the first period of OT, both in front in the 2nd extra stanza as well. McCall took a long time to restart there, asked a lot of Pinder, and Deng Deng with the foul, his 4th.
Good person to foul. Keanu Pinder, 2 of 5 off the night. It's good defense from the Hawks. It's on the bonus just yet.
Risky pass.
It wasn't wide. I thought it was just moving straight over.
He's running out of options, wasn't he? And time.
You see the free throws from the Taipans. Wouldn't make you too confident right now.
Good whistle again on Deng. So that's going to be number 5 for him. He will foul out of the game. Deng for the first time this season.
He's had a great game, Deng Deng. 11 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists. Very impressive in 43 minutes.
A couple of steals and a block as well. He's done his bit. McCall will restart again here. Cairns with a 1-point buffer. Pinder in traffic is fouled, this time by Michael Fraser. He's going to pick up his 3rd personal. So free throws to come now for Pinder. Pinder will step to the stripe. 2 of 5 in the game at 40%, but a 75% free throw shooter on the season. So the Hawks, you can hear Jacob Chacomas in the background there. He does have a timeout up his sleeve.
So on a miss case, they'll drag, come and set an on-ball screen for probably Tyler Harvey.
Oh, boy. Oh, this is a big free throw right here. If you miss, you're right. 8 seconds is plenty of time to get all the way to the hoop. If you make it.
He's caught it deep. Loose ball. Conrad has it.
Point guard, where you at?
Seaver finds him now. For the win, Peyton Seaver fires, can't get it to go, and the Taipans have prevailed here in double OT. The great escape, down 16 in the second. The Taipans get home 102 to 101, and it took 2 overtimes to get there.
Oh, great escape is right. In the anticlimactic in the end. But what a big win. DJ Hogue, he was enormous, hitting some big shots down the stretch. Tim Conrad subs in, wrong time. He's been sitting for a while, and I love that embrace from Adam Ford and Jacob Jackomas. There's 2 guys who teams have given it their all, and that was a lot of fun.
What a game. What a game. Double overtime, 102 to 101. I was looking for a point guard to come back and help Timmy Conrad
I think
out.
he was too. The old fella's been sitting for about an hour and a half. The game was going on that long. It's thrown in with getting fouled off, and everyone ran away from him.
Well, that was just a fantastic contest between 2 desperate teams. The Hawks, well, they have been so unlucky this season, losing in double OT to Melbourne. Earlier in the season, of course, that 1-point heartbreaker to the Sydney Kings as well. Also lost to the Perth Wildcats by single digits. But full credit to the Taipans, because they were challenged and they have found a way to pick up their 8th win of the season. And for the 6th time in those 8 wins, the Taipans come from double figures down to get the result.
Oh, they have that ability to flip the switch numerous times. They didn't completely flip it where they run away with the game. The Hawks were really good tonight. That one's going to sting. They had many opportunities to win. Frazier was enormous. Sam Froling was good on the offensive end. Tyler Harvey hit some really big shots. So that's a couple games now. Looks like the Hawks have turned a corner. Game in Sydney, they had their hearts broken. This one will hurt a little bit more as well. But they look like a completely different team.
They do, and I'll put a lot of credit down to Michael Frazier joining that group. He's been so good for them. Got so many good weapons now that they can play that style of play to get up and in, and the 3 guards can all play on the ball, off the ball. They play really well together, and Sam Froling had a great game as well.
Let's get courtside for some reaction. Jenna O'Hay has our Foot Locker player of the game.
I do. Foot Locker player of the game, Taj McCall, 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, double OT win. What a game.
Yeah, more than the game than we wanted it to be, but it was fun. We got the win, so I can't complain. It was good. It was fun out there.
And a lot of minutes by the starting 5 tonight. How are you all feeling?
It's winning time, like I said earlier, man. It's time to push for the championship in the finals. You can't be hurt. Everybody hurt right now. It's time to win.
And defensively, that was what you needed to do in the second half.
Yeah, defensive
How did you go?
Defensive rebounding. It started off rough, but we got a good core, man. 40. Everybody believe in each other. Even when it's down, we stick together. We family. So I'm proud of the guys.
And some feisty moments in overtime.
Yeah.
You're a close-knit team, though.
Yeah, we got to keep getting better. That's all that matters. No game going to be easy from here on out. It's like I said, it's winning time, so you got to buckle up every game. But we got the dub, so I'm going to be happy.
You did get that dub in double OT. Another game Wednesday here in front of your home fans. Recovery, what else?
Recovery and sleep. But that's it. The guys going to be up. We're going to be up. Like I said, we focus on the bigger picture right now, so there's no time to be tired. We're going to practice as hard as we can, and we're going to keep getting better.
Great job tonight.
Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Y'all have a good night.
That's Tajir McCall, our Foot Locker player of the game, and boy, did he put it together there. Back into the starting 5, had 9 of the 20 in the 4th quarter to help his team stay alive, and made so many big plays.
Well, he had some great looks early as well, and he missed a lot of easy layups early. His numbers would have been even better, but late in the game, 4th quarter overtime, he took it upon himself to make some shots, and some of those post finishes that he made were some tough shots. And
this one's right here.
Some great offense run to get him the ball in a good position. Tough little one-hand push shot. He had one on the other block in the post. Just really, really good all-round game for him, and that was very well defended and just a big-time player.
So Tajir McCall gets our Foot Locker player of the game. 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and found a way to get his team across the line and to an important overtime, double overtime win, 102-101 over the Illawarra Hawks. We'll take a quick break, be back with more for you here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It's a Saturday night double header, not too far away. Melbourne against Brisbane. Welcome back to an eventful night in the Hungry Jacks NBL from Cairns. It was the Taipans down 16 during the second quarter and still trailing during the third, who found a way across the line to win it here 102-101 in double overtime. Entertaining affair. Pete Hawley, Adam Gibson were along for the ride as well. And wow, what a contest.
Oh, unbelievable. 17 threes from the Hawks. They lit it up early. I think they had 8 threes or something in about a quarter and a half. Rebounds, the Taipans dominated on that, but both teams had numerous chances to win this game. I know the Taipans come away with it. The Hawks, they'd be so devastated, but they need to take a lot of positives out of the way they've been playing. Really, that Melbourne United game was outstanding. The Kings game was outstanding. The first half of the Phoenix game was outstanding. And those 6 quarters were great. So they've had 2 poor quarters in the last 3 games of basketball. So they should be happy they look like they've turned a corner.
They really do. And, you know, Keanu Pinto again, you know, was big for them. They had a lot of good players here tonight. They needed them to get the job done in double OT.
Well, you've been hyping him up, Case, and rightly so for his MVP form. You can't leave him one-on-one in the post. He had so many great options inside, and they run some good offense for him to get good looks. And his playmaking, his rebounding, defense has improved, and just his finishing at the hoop was super impressive tonight. He had a great all-round game, and again, a reason why he's going to be a favourite for MVP come end of the season.
He's been enormous, and again, just his presence on the glass, especially in the double overtime, he was great, and he knew that they were going to start to send double teams, so he just made himself a facilitator and started racking up the assists.
And for the Hawks, well, you feel for them because it's been a tough season, as I mentioned. That's the second time that they've lost in double overtime this season. And that game against the Kings, they appeared to have it under control, and then it was snatched away from them as well. And when things aren't going your way, it's heartbreaking particularly for the new coach, Jacob Jackomas, as well, coming into this season. You know, they lost a lot of players. They've gone from the highest scoring team in the competition, Illawarra, to the lowest scoring team in the competition, you know, and the players that they've lost have really hurt them.
It does. It would definitely be heartbreaking. But again, you've got to take a lot of positives. They've turned a corner. They're playing for pride now. They can't make the finals. We know that the way the season started, 1-9 to start the year. So they're playing for pride, and I think they've started to really get that back, if not already have, in the last 3 games.
Looking forward to the next clash that we've got coming your way. Of course, Melbourne against Brisbane, and then tomorrow 2 big games as well. Phoenix against Adelaide to start things off, and then a grand final rematch between Sydney and Tasmania.
Well, the first game, Phoenix and Adelaide, that's going to be a cracker at John Cain Arena. And then, like we just said, the grand final rematch, both teams are playing great basketball. Xavier Cooks, Derek Walton Jr., Milton Doyle is in absolutely incredible form as well. So that's going to be a cracker to finish out on Sunday.
I can't wait for that. It's taken till this round for us to get the grand final rematch, because we remember what happened last year. There's a little bit of talk. Remember Game 2? Down in the Apple Isle with the Nest, that big 3 from DJ Vasiljevic. You don't think that they all remember that? I can't wait for that one.
It's going to be outstanding. Kings on top 10-3. Tassie at the moment 7-6 with some work to do, but a lot of belief around them.
They are, and their game against Brisbane, the end of game execution I thought was really, really special. They run the same play. They got Milton Doyle as their closer, and they're back to what they were last year.
Yeah, they're looking good. Well, what a way to start Saturday night hoops here in the Hungry Jacks NBL. The Cairns Taipans and the Illawarra Hawks go to double OT, and the Snakes get home by a point. Coming up soon, Melbourne against Brisbane. Stay with us for more fun here on a Saturday night.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.